Warning and disclaimer for all audiences. Anime Circuit is an audio podcast containing mature language, possible spoilers, and opinions that are not your own. Enjoy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and
already.
girls. Fuck you! Welcome to the Anime Circuit podcast. Today's host is Drake, the king of waifus.
We're always the host. Will you stop saying like my Skype name? It's an unnecessary additive to.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
To my
You are the
already
king of
name.
waifus.
No, he's not.
And Will.
That was decided in a game of Jenga.
Game of Jenga.
In the game of Jenga, of course. And Will, our other host.
I'm mindfucked here.
And my name is Miles, the other host. Let's get this podcast on the road, shall we?
Yay.
This podcast don't go on any roads. It stays here.
Try syncing those claps, Will.
I'm not thinking that.
Alright, so what are we starting with today? Or are we saving the best for last? Or are we...
What
just...
do you refer to by best? There's some controversial bests this week.
What was?
I said there are some controversial bests.
Well, the movie or the regular shows?
Well, considering the movie always comes
First.
without some preamble stuff to talk about.
Right.
Which I have.
Okay,
As usual.
do your preamble, Drake.
Okay, I'm just gonna just throw this out here that, you know, just because we're not doing Parasite this fucking season podcast does not mean it's not the best airing show this whole fucking season, because it is.
Parasite is awesome.
It is. Why aren't we doing this?
We said before.
Because
Days.
it throws off the schedule.
Actually, we might be able to add it.
Why
in
don't we
when
just
change
add
days.
it? Why don't we just add it? Why don't we just say, hey,
we could when we start recording on Sundays.
it's here.
Because the thing is, it comes out on a Wednesday, and we're editing Wednesday.
If I get the files
True.
on Wednesday.
If he gets the files on Wednesday.
Which really means
And not Thursday, the next day, Miles and Drake.
Friday and Saturday. It goes up on Saturday.
I'm usually busy Wednesday, alright? I'm sorry that at least I get my art out in time.
Yeah. No, actually, last week I waited like an hour for the art to come.
Yeah, I know, I'm fast about that. When I choose to be.
Alright, okay. So,
Alright, so yeah, okay.
Parasite, best show this season.
Parasite, best show.
Might get added.
No,
Yeah,
all I wanted to really bring up about it was, lots of feels. Episode 5 with so many feels. I can't even begin to explain the feels of the feelsness I got from all those feels.
The feels.
Most of the time,
The
like
feels.
most of the time I'm usually that guy that like bitches.
It
about
was
main characters
shock
when
feels. They were shock feels.
I'm usually the guy who bitches about like when main characters like wimp out because I feel like the solutions to their problems are always so simple. But like this
He
is
feels
not.
like it.
This is not simple. Like this, he's going through real shit. Shinichi is going through real shit, and I care. All right. And so when he was
Ladies and
freaking
gentlemen,
out,
he cares.
I was freaking out with him. I was like, Shinichi, what are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do?
You sound like you were there with him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drake. With every character.
King of waifus.
The
Apparently
king
his
of
Bondo's
waifus.
now- and apparently his Bondo's now too.
The king of waifus and husbandos.
Oh god, no. So Drake hits for both teams?
No,
Giggity. Giggity.
I just select who is appropriate for which audience. You come to me, you bow before me, you give me a sacrifice.
Sacrifice. What is sacrifice to you? Oh great king of waifus.
King of waifus, please explain to us. We wish
please
to have your knowledge.
Giving up your dignity.
We have to give our dignity.
New title. Jin-Roh and the Loss of Dignity.
Well, yeah, we always decide on the titles like post-production.
So, I think it's a new highlight moment. Giving up your dignity.
Oh.
You're a fucking otaku. I think you've already lost it a long time ago.
Oh!
That is probably very true.
Oh my god.
No! You see, the thing is, speaking of, like, shit you were there for, Miles, did we talk about the Tokyo Ghoul panel last episode?
Oh my goodness.
No, it was so scary.
Oh my goodness.
I was like legit afraid in that room because there
Why?
were people cosplaying as like the Tokyo Ghoul characters,
And they were like perfect.
and they were talking about the show like in first person
yeah.
of the people they were
It
cosplaying
was-
as. It was
I hate
fucking
that so
weird.
much.
I was like, I don't want to be here. These people scare me.
I hate that so much when people do that. It's like, I get it that you're a fan of the show, but that's just a little weird. It's like, it's always...
Well,
been the
these
most-
people have gone
most
and read the
cringy.
novels even. Like, I read the manga, and I'm kept up with the manga, even to Tokyo Ghoul Re, but they went a step further. Once you go the step further and read the novels, that's when you get a little weird, if you ask me.
No, I mean, I
But
don't
but
mind
but
reading,
Drake's
like,
gonna defend himself
I don't
because he
mind
read
reading,
the
like, side
novels
production stuff.
for Sword Art Online.
What?
I remember that shit.
I've never read any Sword Art Online. I read extra Valvrave stuff. If you must so know, I read like the manga spin-off that was all about Saki and her like point of view. It time skipped a lot because it was just like her as a child, her as an idol, like her at this point in the story, her at this point in the story, and then her at this point in the story. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever.
Interesting.
Thrilling.
I mean, no. I mean, like it was really good. I mean, it was insightful as insightful as Valvrave can get. But like, I'm just saying, like it time skipped a lot, so you're not gonna get it unless you actually like watch the show because it just wrote about whatever it wanted when it wanted. Besides that extra material, I don't think I've ever looked into anything extra material wise.
What about
I guess maybe like you can kind of count like Ori-Emo and Spice and Wolf.
Yeah,
like the-
you went for Ori-Emo, I remember.
No, I mean, I read the Ori-Emo light novels. That's not a problem. Season 2 wasn't out yet. But, you know, it's like how sometimes in light novel series you have, like, those extra books that are, like, still considered a volume, but they're not. But, like, it's like volume 10, side colors number 2. And I'm like, what? Why is this even a legit thing? Why is this a part of the main series? Take it out. I don't want a fucking, like, mothership number on my fucking side stories.
Cool.
Well, okay then. One thing I'm gonna say is that Garo is like one of the best shows of the season that no one's watching.
No.
Garo?
Yeah,
Garo.
Garo. It is an amazing show.
I had the chance to read the fucking L book in Death Note, the fucking L Saves the World or whatever. Never read it though. Had the chance, but I didn't take it.
Why?
I don't know. I just wasn't
Where
interested.
is Garo? What is it on?
I
Where
don't
are
think
you
anyone. I
watching
think
it?
maybe Funimation has it. It's a good show. I love it.
I guess Aikido kind of accounts.
Funimation
Watching Aikido
has it, yeah.
for Kios.
Oh, that weird looking series that no
Yeah, I
one
talked to Drake
wanted
about it
to
before,
watch.
but he thought it
Yeah, the
was.
one I
it
thought
look-
was Captain Harlock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of Leon's jagged thing.
It's very... I don't like the art style at all. But
It's
okay.
good, even though the armor is CG.
Yeah, once you do CG armor, that's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, it's well done CG.
Of
It
course,
looks really nice.
of course, this is a guy who's
Berserk.
been watching fucking, where is it? Karen Senki recently.
Yeah. He's like entirely
So
CG. I think.
that's my perspective on it. It's like CG armor, CG explosions and bullshit everywhere.
Dude, don't even get me started
Whatever.
on bad CG.
Dude,
All you ever gotta do is point to Mirai Nikki and be like, CG dogs.
Oh god, and CG gods.
you know what? if I'm gonna see something CG, I want it all CG.
Then watch Nice Sidonia.
We did.
Sidonia.
I did.
Yeah, I know, he did. We did.
Oh.
We fucking, when the English dub came out, we just popped open Netflix and we were like, yo!
Johnny Young Bosch!
Not more Johnny Young Bosch talk, please.
Yes, Johnny Young Bosch talk.
No, actually, it was kind of funny because I didn't realize until watching it in English, because that's like I wanted to hear Johnny Young Bosch's voice, and I realized how reactionary of a character the main character of that show is, and I'm like, he actually does not talk that often.
Yeah.
He's like the main character of a video game. It makes so much sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all considering it's based off a manga, but...
At least not a self-insert.
No, I mean, I get
harm
it.
character.
I get it. Like, he's fucking new to the world. He doesn't really understand anything.
Yeah.
At least
So
nothing about
portrayed
Knights of
correctly.
Sidonia gets like exposition dumped. He just kind of takes
At
it as
least,
it comes.
at least, Johnny Young Bosch goes ahead and watches it in Japanese before he fucking
God.
voices the character. So then he actually understands what the hell's going on.
A lot of people.
Have I told you guys
I
about
don't know
meeting
if everyone does, but
Eric Vale?
a lot of people-
No one at Funimation does it anymore.
I've
No
told you guys
one.
about when I met
No
Eric
one.
Vale.
I don't think
No, I
anyone
hate
at
him.
Funimation like has a fucking.
Clue what they're doing?
No,
Anymore?
I think they have a clue. It's just I don't think they give a shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It's
their
sad.
fucking
yeah.
dialogue wouldn't suck ass.
Okay then. Like at my convention, I met Eric Vale. And I hate the guy. He's like
Why'd you
he
meet
hates
him?
Medium. At a convention, like at a panel, people were like,
He hates anime.
ask him if he watches the show to like learn the characters. Like, no, that's the director's job. I'm not gonna waste my time doing it. Like, dude, this is your fucking job.
Who
God, I
who
hate the guy so much. He was a
who
prick.
voices America in Italia?
I have no
No.
clue.
I don't watch
I
TV.
didn't watch it.
All right, well, whatever. That guy, I know I think he fucking hates the medium too, cause he fucking I remember watching the Italian movie, like the commentary, or not the commentary, but like the bloopers for it, and like every time it was a blooper of him, he would say a line. He's just like who the fuck says this? This is so fucking stupid. Like, just this is the most fucking retarded shit ever. Like, no one talks like this. Well, first of all, one, it was a comedy, so I think he was probably overreacting, but still.
Yeah.
It was a comedy
up.
about the personification of fucking countries as human beings. I mean, if that doesn't require some suspension of disbelief, I don't know what does.
I'll look up who voiced him.
You know what? You know what? We should actually go ahead and get on topic.
Yeah!
Jin-Roh.
Jin-Roh, guys! Man-Wolf.
Man-Wolf.
Man-Wolf,
What?
the Wolf Brigade. That's what fucking Jin-Roh means, according to Wikipedia.
Man-Wolf.
Man-Wolf.
Jin-Roh.
Like it should just call it Werewolf,
Oh,
the
okay.
Wolf Brigade.
Hey, Drake.
What?
Guess who voices America?
Eric Vale?
Yep.
Okay. Alright,
Eric
cool.
Vale.
Alright,
The
cool.
guy who hates anime.
Yeah, right, so.
So why is he even in the industry? I don't get it. Why is
I don't
he doing
know.
so
I
much?
mean, it's like when that one guy asked all the voice actors at the panel like if they played roles they didn't like, and they said yes. I mean, you suck it up and deal with it. If you're good at it, you do it anyways, even if you don't like it.
Yeah, but if you don't like the medium, why are you even doing it
'Cause
in that
it's-
medium?
No idea.
Because it's a job.
Money. It prints money.
Maybe he's not good at anything else. Maybe he's fucking. Maybe he like sucks. I don't know. Maybe he's like homeless. And so like the only thing he has is like his acting skills.
Hopefully.
All right.
Well, that
So-
took a
Okay.
good turn.
So, anyways, Jin-Roh,
The Wolf Brigade.
the Wolf Brigade.
Never again, Miles. Never
Dude.
again.
Like, I don't even know where to start on this movie because it's like my notes, like my notes are on like everything I noticed, but they're like so jumbled and so out of order.
Dude,
and so,
I can't even.
and so solely focused on the very theme of itself, like of
You know
the
what?
movie.
You know
And, like,
what?
that's the only thing I can really discuss.
You know what we need to have for this? We need to
What?
have a rebuttal conversation and have Will start.
I don't want to start.
Will,
I don't want to get murdered by
Start.
fans of this movie.
start.
I don't even think this movie has fans. Last time
Very
I checked,
true.
it's fairly unheard of.
Well, I did not like this movie at all.
Well, it
I
recently got a bunch of fans because of demo, but
yeah.
Demos. I don't think Demo's popular enough to fucking.
demo's pretty fucking popular, dude.
Not
Like
enough to
10,000
like
subs.
affect the audience of an entire.
Yeah, I guess. But whatever.
All right, final start.
Start,
Well,
and we will
Jin-Roh
smack you.
Brigade was very slow. Like, I'm fine with slow things. I sat through all of the Fate Zero's first episode and didn't feel tired. I didn't get tired of that.
Okay. One little thing there, one little tidbit. Whoever says Fate Zero's first episode is slow, I don't get what they mean. It's just long. It's not slow.
I know.
Shit happens. It's not like
all
nothing's
dialogue.
happening.
I think it's the lack of visuals of Fate Zero's first episode is what people get on.
Lack of visuals. You see them walking around in the circle, the famous circle thing, and
Yeah, I know, but like
you
it's
see the summonings.
It's
you
a
see all this
parody
shit.
for a reason. Like, no, the summonings is sick. Fucking Waver reading the books, you know, and you get like all the imagery and stuff like that's sick. You know, I'm just saying, like,
I don't understand why
it's
people
enough.
say it's slow
I don't.
at all.
I understand where it comes from a little bit. Like, I understand like 10% of your argument is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Well,
Whatever.
I
I think they're
Found
just
to be-
confusing slow with long.
found it to be a fairly slow movie. And I just couldn't get into it. Like, no matter what, I was basically falling asleep watching it. I don't know why. Like, I tried to watch it again this today. Like, I was completely woken up and I'm like 20 minutes in, I'm like, stay awake, Will, stay awake. And I could not watch it.
I mean, that's what you like. What were
Just
you
putting me to sleep.
what were you looking at in the film? Because
What
I'm
were
gonna tell you
looking
right now,
for?
if you were trying to pay attention to the plot, that's not what you should be doing. Like the plot, there is a plot.
You should be paying
and-
attention to the characters.
I wasn't even really paying so much attention to the characters. I was paying more attention to the theme itself of the movie and its constant reiteration and how it was so how do I put it? How it was like tackled or
Presented.
how it was presented in several different ways. You know, it's like everything came back to the central theme, but it applied it differently every time we came back to it, saying, so it's like, this is the central theme of the film, but look how unique it is and how it can be applied here in this way, and applied here in this way, and applied here in this way, and applied here in this way, all different from the last time we saw it.
That's true.
I just didn't care for it. I tried.
The-
I know what you mean about the point coming up about basically being Little Red Riding Hood, the original story, but it was all very predictable.
I didn't care about the Little Red Riding Hood part. Little Red Riding Hood existed for the sake of having a parallel to tell the story of this movie. The ending was obvious because you already knew the ending of Little Red Riding Hood. That was one aspect of the theme of the film, but it was a narrative aspect and not one nearly as introspective to Fusei's character, which was every time we saw Fusei, it was and it's like and it showed how he was a wolf through like how he acted and how he communicated. You know, it's like that was way more interesting than him, you know, actually, you know, being this nice guy in disguise, you know, and before the secret reveal of him, you know,
The
still
thing
being
that
a soldier.
struck me about this film more than anything was the fact that throughout the entire film, I could discern easily all of the side characters, but the main character, I had no idea who he was until the very end.
That was the
idea
point.
who he was until the very end. And that's what
You can
drew
tell he
me
was.
in so much, because it kept on going ahead and saying all these things about him, but then his actions or other information that we receive, either they be through visuals or other character dialogue, or possibly his own actions, it confuses you as you watch the movie as to who he is and what his motivations are, because he doesn't talk very much in the movie, and it's really well presented in that fact.
Yeah, because he's
What
not
the
just
fuck
hiding.
was that?
He's not just
My
hiding.
phone.
He's not just hiding his identity. My phone's on vibrate too. It could go off.
I don't think he's hiding his identity, more so as he's trying to discover it himself. We're discovering it along with him, because as you're going through, he's trying to go ahead and say, that's spoiler territory, I can't even say it.
Well, go ahead and fucking talk about it.
it's a review.
This is a fucking discussion of the movie. It's not even a review. This is more like a rumination. And
Okay.
and so like
as he's going through the entire movie, he knows himself, but he's trying to discover himself again after seeing the girl die at the beginning, seeing her sacrifice her life for her cause. And I think that really parallels, more than anything, him having to kill the lookalike at the end.
okay.
I think that's the biggest parallel in the movie.
And I'm not
The
saying
fact
K
that
isn't like
what he
letter
has
K,
to
like her
do
name was K.
K, okay. He has to kill K at the end.
I took enough. Like, I like this movie so much that I took notes on the names of these characters.
I'm sorry.
I don't do that extremely
I
often.
didn't even know her name
Yeah.
until I went to TV tropes and looked at it. I didn't know her name. Like, never said her name in the movie.
Well, I said her name. That's how I fucking know it.
Oh, no. They changed her name. In the English version.
They did?
I'm pretty sure.
I watched the English dub and it was K.
Oh, never mind. It is K. The wiki's confusing the shit out of me. I just need to go from my head. But as you see him go through all of this, it's like he's questioning himself. And when he questions himself, you question him also. And it's just this it's just this huge spiral of wonder about this main character that we know so little about. And we never really find out much about him in the end, other than the fact that he is a wolf, he is a monster.
Well, that's okay. So like the finding out what about him, who he was, blah 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 at the end, is like that's the narrative thing, right? Like that's the whole Little Red Riding Hood parallel.
The fact that they were able to pull it off so well and keep me so invested into trying to figure out who this main character is really just an experience.
No, you see, I took it differently because I thought he was kind of fully well aware of what he was because of how this was approached.
I thought at the end he knew before he had PTSD that he was aware, and up towards that ending part, I'm sure that through the whole movie, he knew that he would eventually have to kill her, but also at the same time, he has this feeling, you get the feeling from him that he doesn't want to be this way. And so he does question himself.
Well, I know he doesn't want to be that way, but but like at no point like was I literally questioning who he was, because I knew fully well he understood who he was, because Okay, like Fusei is a wolf, Fusei is a wolf, Fusei is a wolf. This is the theme that gets played over and over and over again. And like when it came to like figuring out his identity or who he thought he was, he knew he had no time to question it because, as it was stated in the movie, like, you know, I'm paraphrasing all these themes. It's like when animals get wounded, you know, there's basically no chance of like being healed. There's basically no chance of surviving. So it's like, and you know, and if you do live on, you're just gonna live on painfully, you know, and without purpose. So it's like he couldn't let that happen to him. Like he saw something tragic, and he didn't like it, but he knew in an instant that he had to get over it. Like there was no time to mourn for this. None whatsoever.
Then what about the conflict with him at the end? He knew that he didn't want to, but he did it anyways. He freaking verbally expressed it. He was screaming and crying at the end.
Well,
but he still did it.
I know he didn't like it. I'm saying it's like he couldn't hesitate. Like he wasn't allowed to hesitate. And when I say like, and like, we never really saw, like, when he made the decision to remain a soldier after the girl, you know, committed the suicide bombing. But I would like to assume that that he took up the offer of keeping the job right away. Cause it's like he just, like, you have no time to think.
I thought they said that they just sent him to be reformed.
Yeah, they did.
In the very beginning.
They sent him through, like, retraining.
Drake! You're supposed to be Mr. Details on this one!
I don't think I think the retraining was something more of a guise.
A guise? Okay, now you're going too deep. He's going too deep! Quick, someone throw him a rope!
Okay, like I don't... I think the retraining was a little bit more of a psychological security.
Well, yeah, I would hope to imagine so. I mean, anyone who goes through a traumatic event and is still commissioned in the military would usually go and say, yeah, you're gonna take a break, you're gonna do some training and think about what happened, so maybe
that's
you
just
can
it,
get
though,
over it.
as I don't think he was ever actually training. His skills were never lost. Like his instinctual
but he still
skills
had to do
were
it.
never lost.
He still had to do it. His instinctual skills were never lost, but his mental state, until he could get over it, he wouldn't be in prime condition to be the total badass that he was.
We don't know when he got over it. And I'm saying is I think that he got it's not that he got over it like emotionally in an instant. It was just he put up this mental barrier where it's like he just said like he has no time to mourn for this. He's gonna get right back into action, you know. And if that means going through retraining, then so be it, you know. But it's like he can't let this bring him down. There's two sides to him, you know. It's like there's the side to him that is brought down, but there's the side of him that's acting upon not being brought down.
Okay, yeah, you're going too deep.
Yeah.
Like, Will might just say that because he doesn't want to talk about it and doesn't have anything to talk about, but I legitimately
really
think you're thinking too hard on that one.
Like, seriously, I found every plot twist in this movie to be predictable.
Oh, okay. So my defense for this and like what got me to this state was like, yes, he didn't want to kill the girl, but like he blames himself for it, and like he kind of like knows he did. Like, do you think she would have blown herself up if he was not there?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
The girl in the beginning?
The girl in the beginning. I'm not saying Kay. I'm saying the girl in the beginning. I don't think she had a name. If she did, it was like off, you know, in the background, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the suicide bombing girl, would she have blown herself up if he wasn't there?
What do you mean?
Because
asking, like
if she was stopped by someone else?
no, she saw him and blew herself up.
Yeah,
It's a suicide bomb. Precisely. So he's blaming himself for her death, right? Because she wouldn't have blown herself up if there wasn't someone to kill, someone to make that death worthwhile. And that's why every time he dreams about her...
I think more than anything, she just killed herself because she didn't want to be caught.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not like she caused any damage or anything.
She didn't cause any damage.
Yeah, but that's usually what a suicide bombing's all about. It's a bombing. That was just plain old suicide. That wasn't a bombing.
But it's like my whatever the case may be.
You gotta calm down. Take a deep breath.
My point is, it's like he is responsible for her death because her suicide. Okay. So we agree that he is responsible for her death, and he knows it.
Yeah,
he's sad about it. But if he didn't know it, he wouldn't have had his dream. Wouldn't have been the dream of like the wolves tearing her apart. Like the wolves are tearing her apart in his dream because he is the wolf and he's the one killing her.
No. I think the person. I think that's Kay who's being torn apart because that's after he met Kay, and she was wearing Kay's outfit. And that was before the fact that it was the same gate that they went to go down into the sewer at the end, where the movie was going.
That just fucking makes me love it more.
See, you're supposed to be Mr. Fucking Details, King of Waifus and Husbandos, and you're not even fucking paying attention to that shit. What the hell, Drake?
I haven't rewatched
I caught that on my first viewing.
I was more interested in the theme of this movie. That's what I keep saying. And if that still sticks to the theme of this movie...
The thing is that even with the theme, it has every little detail is important. Every detail is important.
Oh my god, every little detail
I bet
is so
if you
important.
look at everything, like if you look at the history of the carousels and everything, the animals that were presented on the carousel, the things in the background, I bet that you could definitely get a better idea of what the story is being told, what the story is telling you and everything. But that's just all reference shit that you can get. But it even references itself within the story.
Well, I think the story here is literally just trying to figure out who Fuse is. You as an audience have to be engaged in this film because this is like a study. This is like a test. You know, it's
a
test.
You're
not going to get anything out of this film without you actually without you involving yourself into it.
I wouldn't call it so much as test, but yes, you do have to involve yourself. You have to go ahead and say, you have to have an open mind when you're going to see this movie. How should I put this? You have to be willing to question the main character's motives at all times, like the main character does to himself. You have to be willing to put yourself in another character's shoes so then you can understand a perspective. If you're not willing to understand a different perspective, then I don't think this movie would be for you whatsoever. Maybe that's Will's problem.
And I'm sorry if I mixed up the suicide bombing girl and Kate, but either way, I still think my point still stands because he's killing someone. And that's why the wolves are tearing that person apart.
I just think it has more impact with Kay, and it did. So, just because it's this person is alive, and I'm thinking of killing her. What the fuck?
And he kind of did. If there's one problem I have with this movie is it was good until literally the last 5 seconds, where the camera pans to this other man holding up a gun, and it plays off this little like Inception-ish mystery, like, was it Fusei who killed her, or like the other guy?
It was Fusei.
Yeah,
The guy was uncocking the gun.
But like he had the gun pointed out.
Yeah, because he was gonna kill.
Yeah, but then he pulled it back, and he was like, "Oh well."
Yeah,
because he couldn't do it. He's like, well, my
the
job's done. I didn't need to do that.
But there was no flash, or like there was no flash, or like no real indication that Fusei pulled the trigger, and there was no indication that the other guy pulled the trigger either. So it's like I saw it as like an interpretation that it could be either one. Like
no,
maybe
it's obviously Fusei.
I'm agreeing that it's obviously Fusei because it's like the dialogue
it happened too
at
fast for it not to be Fusei.
The dialogue hinted at it because the fucking guy at the end said is like then the wolf eats Little Red Riding Hood. And if he's the wolf, then of course like he shot her. And then if in the dream sequence that he's eating her as a pack of wolves, then he probably killed her too. But I'm just saying I caught that, and I thought it was a little bit much. Like there should have just been no like gun.
Drake, once again, thinking too hard. Deep breaths. I'm
not taking deep breaths. I'm like silent because I'm trying to figure out a transition into my fucking favorite part of this film, and I can't think of it.
That's because it's all good.
No, I know that, but it's like I think we already like skipped this part where we're talking about. Okay. It's like the other thing is like here's the other reason, sort of like why I think like he knows himself already. Okay. Is because my favorite scene in the film is when they're reading the book. Is when they're reading Little Red Riding Hood together. But Fusei only ever speaks when he voices the wolf. And not when he's only just voicing the wolf. He only ever speaks when the wolf is telling Little Red Riding Hood to not pay attention to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Any other time, it's Kay reading the book. But when he's like, no, you're not drinking your mother's blood. No, you're not eating your mother's flesh. Those are the only two lines he has during that whole reading of the book. And that's only when the wolf is telling Little Red Riding Hood to stay in denial. Yep. He has to know that he is a wolf. And he has to know what is the truth. What he is. To say those lines to a girl he's trying to keep confused.
Alright. I think that concludes Jin-Roh.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. It's an experience, and you definitely at least need to check it out. Just don't be a will. Just don't be a will.
I should get that much from it. It's not that I didn't like the movie. I just didn't get anything out of it. I'm like, I predicted all of this. Why should I care?
Because of its presentation?
Because you focused more so on the plot and not the actual themes of the movie.
You didn't
God forbid
pay
I focus on
attention
the plot
to
of
the
something we're
characters.
watching.
Do you realize
sometimes it depends on what kind of story you are watching.
Hold on. Do you realize when this movie was made?
99. What about it?
99.
Yeah, no, he said that.
Yeah. That's really fucking good looking for 99.
Yeah, looks nice. Good looking movie.
I think part of it was due to the director. Why this movie turned out so well. And I know this movie has like a big fucking staff behind it. I don't remember anyone's name, I'm going to be entirely honest.
Directed by Hiroyuki Okiura, if I can even pronounce that correctly.
I'm not like that in on the know of like these fucking style of movies and like the Ghost in the Shell type shit.
I know I should be, but it's just I'm still so in the later years of otakuism, and I've purposely chosen to stay there for whatever fucking reason. I don't even know myself.
It's because you got a Crunchyroll account.
I guess.
Literally, that's the biggest reason. It's easier. That's it. It's just easier to find shit. It's easier to find new shit than it is.
But it's movies like this that make me want to work backwards. Like, just go further back. Just go all the way to fucking... Just start at fucking just Astro Boy and just go forward. Fucking first anime ever made.
we should watch Astro Boy.
No, please, God, no.
Oh,
why?
For this podcast.
Astro Boy.
For this podcast, I think it'd be a terrible idea. But
we could rip it apart. It would be great.
Rip apart the first anime ever made. That'd be fun.
Yes, that would be amazing. That would be pretty fucking hilarious.
I know it wouldn't. That'd be stupid.
So let's do it anyways.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't even know how long that. I don't even know how long that show is. I don't even want to.
It's like 50 episodes, I think.
Is it?
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh yeah, that's actually not terrible at all.
It'd be like
do that.
5 weeks for us to get to it.
Well, yeah, maybe it would, but
2, maybe 3. Not that bad.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've watched 2 core shows overnight before. I know it's when we fucking did the fucking Outbreak Company fucking podcast. I did 3 cores worth of shows in 1 week.
He watched 60 episodes that weekend. That was ridiculous.
Christ.
I mean, it's there was Outbreak Company, and then there was Idolmaster.
I don't even. I don't. That's the one thing that I can't get into. The idol thing right now. That's happening. That's been happening.
Dude, the idol fan's a piece of fucking shit. Don't fall for the idol fans. Fucking.
I don't get the appeal for the idol anime.
Oh, I was quite wrong.
I think if you want to understand the appeal of it, I think watching Wake Up Girls more than anything else explains the appeal of it. It's not necessarily a good show, but it's a show that actually tackles the very ideas that what is supposed to make an idol appealing in the first place.
Well, I think it's more just a cultural thing at that point.
So, looks like we're not going to be doing Astro Boy anytime, ever.
Yes, we are.
I was wrong with my episode count.
It's 70 something, ain't it?
No.
100 something?
Tripling that. A little less than tripling that.
Oh, boy.
80?
193 episodes.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's fucking awful.
Aired from January 1st, 1963, December 31st, 1966. I mean, 66, yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
you can do that? Dude.
If I were to do that, I'd rather just watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Fucking just get that out of the way.
Apparently it was redone in 2003. How long was that?
It was.
How long was this one?
It was short. I remember that much.
50.
Yeah.
Let's do that one.
No. Because it's probably a shitty remake for It's not gonna have the same impact as watching the first anime ever.
So we're ready to move on to Wixoss.
Wixoss! Every time I kept saying the show to myself today, I still kept calling it Wixoss, and then every time I said it, I was like, fuck, I need to stop it.
God damn it!
Alright. The first thing I told myself when I watched this episode of Wixoss I was like, set the fuck down! How long have you been standing in this one room, not moving at all?
I don't know, how long were they? Maybe 20 minutes?
Probably more 40. I mean, it's they entered her house at at the end of episode 4.
Yeah.
Episode 5, the entire duration of it, they spent there, and they spent the next half of this episode standing in the same exact position, just talking to this girl.
So half an hour.
Yeah, I guess, but I can't stand in one spot
Dude.
for a half hour.
Dude.
I can.
Dude. I can. I do that every day at work. What are you talking about?
I'm saying I can. Is like I would not choose to when there's like
When you're having a conversation
extremely
with people?
comfortable seating, fucking like all around you.
It was a
Okay,
bed,
yeah,
a
that's
chair,
kinda-
a chair.
It's
I'm
like,
not paid to sit down. I'm paid to stand up and do work and shit.
No one was like. It's not like they would have like sat on like concrete. Like this is a bedroom, you know, with carpet and a bed. I think it was even a bunk bed.
It was a bunk bed.
for one reason or another that I don't understand. But it's
My friend has a bunk bed and he doesn't have any like, and he's the only one in his room.
and he's fucking weird. So is this girl. So it's like, just saying, just get comfortable. All right, but like first legit thing in all actuality is apparently the girl in white and the girl in black.
We're one
A
person.
girl of
Girl.
black and white was fucking one individual, and I was like, all right, thanks for not foreshadowing that, Wixoss. Just drop that little sprinkle off at the beginning of the episode and never talk about it again. I'm just like, okay, cool. So it's like just something to put in the vault for like 4 episodes from now.
The giant dragon Tama thing from episode 1.
Yep, still don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know why you keep calling it a dragon. It looked very humanoid to me, but
It looked like a dragon.
it didn't.
You referred to it as
It
dragon one
didn't
time.
look like a dragon at all.
You referred to it as one time when we had it opening its eyes, your avatar one time. I'm like, what is that? It's like, oh, that's the dragon from Wixoss. I'm like,
There was no fucking dragon.
I asked you about it. I know I did.
I don't ever recall addressing it as a dragon, or fucking ever agreeing with you addressing it as a dragon.
No, I'm gonna look through like chat log, see if I can find it. I know I asked you about it. You said it was dragon.
Also, I assume that the girl of white was being referred to as was referring to Mayu.
I thought it was Tama.
But it's Tama.
I thought it was referring to it as Tama.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now, because considering like how big of a deal Tama is, but it's...
For no real reason. At this
Yeah,
point.
for no real reason, we don't really understand.
So why is she important in all this?
I don't even understand. I still don't even understand why the girl of white and the girl of black are important. They're just names to be they're just names being thrown out, and I'm just like, all right, this is a thing.
Ish.
This is a thing-ish.
I guess, maybe. I don't know.
And like Iona, I don't understand her problem either. And it's not even like the fact that like she got like sick and like her hands were glowing white or whatever, or was she was like clutching her chest, something like her left boob was white, glowing. So it's like, and so like, she's becoming like increasingly more of a good girl, and I don't know since when this change started to happen. Besides like literally this episode, for again no explained reason. It's just like I feel ill. No, Ruko, you're too nice to me. Like just stop taking care of me. Like,
why are we having a
want to
porn
be
moment?
you want to be my friend. It's like I'm not. Why, us be friends? No, like that can't be. Like, but I'm open to the possibility of it, despite the fact that I've been like trying to use you for my evil schemes for like the entire show up to this point. But now all of a sudden I'm open to the idea of friendship.
Friendship, in quotes.
And then then also something else that also kind of took me back is like for once we didn't see it on screen, but for once for like the first time this show attempted once before at one point in the first season, but for the first time actual physical violence being committed in this series. Something was not settled with the card game. And I was extremely pleased about that, but it immediately came and hit me that it's like, alright, but like the physical violence was committed by Akira, and I fucking hate her because she's the most fucking annoying character in this whole fucking show.
Yeah, I hated Akira in that show too.
It was like, yeah, I had a lot to say about this episode finally for like the first time ever. It's like, I was like, oh man, there's a lot that I can take away from this episode. I don't like any of it, but there's a lot I took away from it.
Will's turn.
I put that this season makes shipping so easy. Like seriously.
Oh, you know, see, Miles, speaking of like porn moments, that fucking Akira and Yulia got a little. Akira and Yulia, they got a little too close for comfort this episode.
Yeah.
Like more than usual. And I was like, your little lesbianism going on is getting quite strong.
Shit.
Strong.
I also had that felt like I just thought the wish was like a pity thing. That the League didn't actually have to enforce the wish or whatever. Just kind of, we'll do that at pity. They actually have to do it. I did not know that or see that.
All right. Is that?
I also have that Iona's racist against white people.
Oh my god, that's actually so fucking true.
Seriously, it's like the girl in black hates everything that's white. I'm like,
the actual line is like fucking like the girl in black, like she's
everything white.
She's not racist. She hates everyone equally.
No, she hates all white things equally.
It's like she hates everything, and I guess there's just white in everything because I think they're trying to go for like a balance of like light and darkness theme. Like I think this is what they're trying to go with, and so like dark hates light, light hates dark, but it's like you need both. But it's
to make gray.
It's like maybe like you need. Okay. So it's like calling it right now. If like the only way to defeat like Mayu is for like Tama and Iona to like sacrifice themselves, because it's like you remove the light, you remove the dark, and then you get rid of like the gray. Oh, you know, fucking Mayu was actually kind of like batshit insane this episode, and I didn't really understand what was with all of her creepy smiles. And the only reason I don't understand what is with all of her creepy smiles is because I still don't understand what her goal is. I don't understand what anyone's fucking goal is in this show. It's like no one has anything to do except Ruko, but Ruko keeps changing her fucking mind about it.
That's why I'm not watching this series.
Also, have my note that.
Oh, this show's so addicting. Like,
my God.
trust me, if you started it, you would not be able to put it down. It's so bad, it's good.
It's one of those crack shows.
It's a crack show.
Oh my god, man! You gotta watch this Idolmaster shit. It's so good.
Also, have my note that.
Hey, Idolmaster I actually took to heart. All right, like way more deeply.
All right.
I know it's cute.
All right, let me change this. Let me change this.
What?
Oh my god, man. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. You gotta watch this AKB 0048 shit, dude. I don't even know what to say. This is the shit, man. This is the shit.
AKB 0048 did actually leave me with their speeches. I think that's the result of anyone watching AKB 0048. Is you get left rather speechless. It's like, all right, yeah, sure, Idols in next. That's a thing.
That's the thing.
The thing is, they tried to justify it too in like a way that made sense. But like it doesn't make sense because the whole plot doesn't make sense in the first place.
It's bullshit.
I need to watch AKB 0048. I only watched like the first episode.
I also have in my notes that Hitoe's a biter.
Who? What?
Hitoe is a biter. Do you not notice that she like bit Akira?
Oh my god, she did. Yeah, that's right. I didn't think she would actually fight back, but she did. Apparently in one of the most violent ways possible. It's like, I can't fight, but I got a strong pair of teeth. Strong set of teeth. Fucking vicious. The fucking Moe blob just fucking will eat you. Oh my god. This is what it's come to. It's like, it's just making fun of Wixoss. Like, that's what this show, that's what this show has done to me. I'm actually very energetic this episode. And Maybe it was because of Jin-Roh, maybe it wasn't. But I was actually really looking forward to recording this episode. I can say that much. Definitely in a lot better mood than I was for Outbreak Company.
I also have my notes that the Yuri party make mints. Now that all the main characters are gathered in one room. The Yuri making mints.
Were all the characters ever gathered together like this before?
No. Like, every time someone's been missing. Like, the closest they ever came to this was, like, the end of last season.
There was fucking no one there in the end of last season.
Yeah, there was.
Well, I mean, like, they were... Well, Akira wasn't there.
Kitue
Was in, like, several floors below.
No, she was, like, right there at the top at the end of the fight.
Kitue was there at the end? I don't remember her being
Yeah, she was, like, on top of the roof watching.
Was she?
Yeah.
I don't recall this.
She watched firsthand, like, the witch backfire and not work. I remember this. I watched it.
Okay, sure. Alright, Wixoss sucks. Thanks. So... Log Horizon.
Yep.
Shit happened, and it didn't happen all at the same time.
This episode was so fucking good!
It was so weird. What happened?
Oh my god, this is like one of my favorite episodes of Log Horizon in a long time.
This episode was kind of like odd.
Pass the blunt. That's all I could actually got this episode as.
Oh, there was so much to take away from this episode. First, like this is Log Horizon getting back to what I loved about Log Horizon in the first place. All right, so I mean, let's ignore like the death shit because like that was weird.
That made no sense.
Interesting in and of itself.
That was half the episode. How can you ignore that?
Because I'm more, the game world is what interested me more than the real world. All right, now don't get me wrong.
That wasn't the real world.
Don't get me wrong. The real world scene was cool. Also. Really liked how the real world scene was actually drawn in a more realistic art style. Like it was drawn more Death Note-y, like than like the typical Moe look that we've been going with Log Horizon up to this point. So it's like in the real world, like the characters did seem real, and Akatsuki in the real world did look like a real person. Like it was her game avatar actually drawn realistically. So her little fucking. So, like, the bangs in her hair weren't, just blocks, like they were actual, like, waves, pushed to one side, and...
Well, she was her avatar.
And her ponytail wasn't, this arc, it was like this thing, that came off, like, genuinely from the back of her head, had this very straight downward motion to it. It was, like, she looked like an actual individual that would have stepped off a more realistic looking anime. And so like that was Log Horizon's real world, and it was very interesting to see.
It was interesting to see that transition, although the reuse of the freaking scenes was a little bad, but whatever.
What reuse?
The reuse of like 10 scenes walking up those stairs.
Oh, but like that's fine because it's the whole point of it being reused is to say that she's not getting anywhere. It drives home a message.
If she was gradually getting more tired, I would accept that these days. Because these days you should have slightly more budget.
You don't have to get tired to be like, oh, I realize I'm not getting anywhere, so I should stop.
Or at least have a different running pattern for each stairs. Like, don't have the same exact running pattern. Goddamn.
No,
Switch it up.
I liked the repetition here. I thought it actually worked in its favor.
I don't know. I don't like.
I didn't like the repetition.
You know what? We have a better example later on about shitty animation. World Trigger.
We're gonna
one thing
back
I thought was
on
weird. Why'd they cut their hair? And like the
I was gonna bring that up too. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's like, let's cut our hair with my pocket knife.
I don't understand what was the point of that scene.
I mean, maybe they like.
It's probably gonna come back later. I don't doubt it. Log Horizon's always good for that.
Whenever a girl cuts her hair in anime,
character development,
it means that they have grown as a character. It was
the number
Jin-Roh
who cut his hair
rule.
first.
Yeah.
He
like shears a girl, shears the trap.
No, I think like they're trying to leave some sort of imprint on the afterlife of Elder Tale, but I don't know what that imprint is.
Oh no! They had to give something up.
Yeah, like they did.
I think that was just kind of a thing. Like, we cannot leave this place until we have actually decided to give something up.
But I thought they were already giving up their memories. I mean, both of them at one point glowed blue and had something
They
shed.
didn't... The only reason that they didn't leave, I think it was all explained, was because they didn't have a desire to keep going at that time. They had felt like they lost hope. Yeah,
I don't know
it
what
was
you're talking
explained.
about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
That's the problem.
You don't remember that shit?
No, I know. I know what you're. I know what scene we're on. I just don't know where you're getting this point of view from.
Desire to go on. Where are you
Yeah.
getting that?
No, it's like I think
because when Shiroi was talking about how everyone else was automatically being brought back to life because they still had that drive to keep going. The only reason that they were there for so long to be able to see each other is because they just wanted to take a break. They didn't want to keep fighting. They didn't want to keep going. They wanted to stop. So they did.
To say that like they don't want to keep fighting, I don't think is.
It was more like a break. They wanted to take a breather, too.
Yeah, I mean, of course you can take a break. I mean, I'm totally in agreement with that. I mean, sure, fucking rest for a bit. You just died for God's sake, but just,
Yeah.
But like, I don't think there was a desire to not keep moving forward.
You have to have the desire to move forward to leave. I think that's what it was. I think that was what it was.
I don't know how
implying.
cutting your hair symbolizes a desire to move forward.
Remember, we said character development.
It's often it's often a trope in shonen and shoujo series.
Yeah,
for
this is a shonen series.
for stronger females. But like that's that's usually but that's usually an extremely drastic change where it's not a simple haircut.
Okay.
It's
bullshit.
It's
bullshit.
long hair.
Okay, I will give you one of the biggest fucking examples where it's complete bullshit, and that is Sakura Haruno from Naruto.
No. What are you talking about?
Her character hardly changed at all. She was still just as useless as she always was.
No, I'm talking about the trope. The trope itself usually involves a lot of hair turning into not a lot of hair. This was not a lot of hair.
Like,
I think it was just
given up
fucking
as even
symbolic
less hair.
bullshit. It was just symbolic bullshit. That's all it was.
I don't think
I don't think so.
I don't think they were cutting their hair for the sake of a trope.
Yeah.
I think they were. Because it was just like, oh, symbolic bullshit time. Alright, we can move on.
No, seriously, I feel like I was watching a shonen series with all we can't do this because we're friends. I'm like,
No,
can you
it's
just kill Nelrath, please?
the trope involves way more hair than literally just like a couple bangs hanging off.
Well, maybe they wanted to be hipster tropes because it's like Horizon.
Never
Not-
say that again.
I think
Hipster
Shiroi,
tropes.
in some way, shape, or form, is trying to leave some kind of imprint on the afterlife. That's just my personal theory, and if it doesn't work out that way, that's fine. I mean, I've made theories in Log Horizon that have not happened the way I expected them to, but that's what I love about Log Horizon. Is I find the show to be smart and unpredictable, and then when it is predictable, it usually delivers in an extremely good way. Yeah.
Or it switches it up on you. Because it's like, whoa, wait, what?
Because I think we all saw, like, him buying the guild building coming when they were fucking building the fast food chain. Like, yeah,
I wanted to make some big purchase. I didn't think the guild building was big as yet.
Yeah, I didn't think that
I know. I thought it was going to be the guild building.
No,
Yeah,
I knew something big was coming up with the money, but I'm like, what's he going to use this for? Like,
but either way, whether you predict it or whether you don't, Log Horizon's always satisfying.
that is very true.
Alright, so there's some mystery left on what actually happened in the afterlife scene.
No, seriously. I feel like I was watching
It was
a shonen
fucking weird,
series.
that's all.
Miles, shut up. I feel like I was watching a
Hey!
shonen series because, like, they were just talking about, like, we can do this because we're friends. I'm like, I know you can do this because you have like the magic teaching scrolls.
I thought
Kill
this
him.
was a show. Like I already thought, like the teaching scrolls and the way Shoichiro explained it last episode was shonen enough as it was, and I already thought season 1 was a shonen because even Shiroi always constantly talked about it's like I can't do anything on my own. I need friends. I'm just a normal scribe.
No, there's a difference between
mage, whatever.
shonen and having friends, and like knowing you need friends. Like, yeah, sure, couldn't do it on alone. But it's not like I did it because I had friends. It's like you guys were useful, thanks. It's like the way it's handled when you use a friend is like Shears didn't spend half an episode going, "Thank you, friends, for helping me with this." It's like, "Thanks, guys, you did good." Like one
Wait, so
line.
That's
are
what
you
most
saying like
shonen do, though.
you think this is shonen now because Shiroi was talking about having friends?
No, I'm talking about. I'm not saying it. I'm saying it felt like.
Then
a
what are
shonen
you
because-
doing? What are you
It's
saying?
This one scene where it's like they're talking about
What
being friends.
scene?
Like,
Well,
when
the
Akatsuki's
only
talking-
scene that Shiroi's in, clearly.
No, not Shiroi, not him. I'm talking about all the scenes with like Akatsuki
Oh.
and Henrietta,
Oh.
Ganesha.
Oh
Wow,
yeah.
you're
Oh my
way.
god, stop talking about friendship.
We're on a completely different part of the episode.
Oh, God.
dude.
No.
Calm down.
I mean that's fine. Akatsuki comes back, and then there's friendship. You know. Also, I'm actually
so
starting to really like Rize. She's growing on me. I mean, it's not like I ever disliked her, but it's like I just had no
She
opinion
never
of the
showed
character.
up.
Yeah, I had no opinion of a character that never showed up, and now that she is here, I'm starting to like her just as much as I like everyone else in this cast.
I don't like care about her. She's just kind of there.
Zero opinion.
Yep.
It's
Also,
it's,
we haven't
it's the
mentioned-
little things that make love
You
cry.
haven't mentioned that your favorite character got killed off-ish.
Off-ish, right? No, Krusty died by flavor text.
Yes, that is the greatest way to die. By
Flavor
flavor text.
In
Would
the,
you
in
like
the
to die
simplest,
by
most
flavor
basic
text?
form? That is precisely what happened. He died by flavor
By
text.
flavor text.
I don't
Death.
even know what the flavor text of this weapon actually
It was
is.
something about like killing its owner or something.
I guess.
Death
I think
by flavor text. It sounds like a perfume.
it
Yeah,
does.
it's like I don't know what happened because all right, so
like,
Krusty has
absorbed him.
disappeared. Krusty's assistant chick, whose name I have not kept track of, fucking loses her arm.
yeah,
it's-
like in the.
Yeah, that was actually kind of cool. I was like, holy shit, she lost her arm.
I was
Whoa.
gonna go over.
in a strange way, shape, and form. I was kind of hoping there would be blood from her arm too, but I was like, all right, yeah, but I know it would have been dramatic, but at the same time, it probably wouldn't have made like much sense, like in terms of like
Game.
in terms of like the game mechanics contextually, because people bleeding, via what's his
Game wounds.
well, no, because people bleeding via what's his name, the murderer guy.
No
I,
ref.
I forgot his name already. Yeah, like Nelreth. Like I'm pretty sure that was a phenomenon. So it's like, like this girl losing her arm and then it literally just being like a black space probably just goes to represent that she is nothing more than data, because that's all the characters are supposed to be made up of in this world, is literally just data that gets recycled.
Or censoring.
No, I'm pretty
Could've
sure
just
it's
been
data.
censoring.
I'm pretty sure it's just data. Like, because it's like when they die, they turn into data and then the data gets
Yeah.
recycled.
Well, the data in this world is just like pink, like rainbowy sparkles.
Well, it is
Right,
rainbowy
right.
Not
sparkles,
rainbowy
but,
Hey,
but
hey.
who's to say? But okay, but it's only rainbowy sparkles when you die completely.
And wounds.
We've never seen people not die completely. Well, she's not dead, but it's like, you know what I mean.
Pretty sure we've seen a few wounds. In
This is
show,
the first
like,
time we've
they're
ever
pink and
seen
sparkly.
Well,
Okay,
the thing that I find
but
really
she lost
weird.
a limb. This is more than a wound.
Can we go back a little
Just a
bit?
flesh wound.
Hey, can we go back a little bit since we're talking about the wounds? When Akatsuki was actually revived,
Her clothes are still
anyone
torn.
else noticed
clothes
that
were-
her
her
clothes
clothes were
were still
torn up.
torn? And
Yeah, I
anyone
understand.
else that was revived and never gone through any type of battle that you saw come out of the cathedral, their armor was perfect.
Probably because they didn't fight Nelrith.
No, like Miles. One thing, I don't think anyone's ever had like clothing damage in a fight before in this show.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
Like, I mean, they mentioned like weapons getting like broken and then having to repair them. We don't really see a visual effect.
They
from it.
never said anything about armor.
Yeah, well, no, they mentioned it because you have to like repair it, but they never show like a visual effect of it weakened or
Yeah.
anything. Maybe like a few scratches, like the shonen like 3 lines look like a scratch or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a different shade on it, but nothing like getting it completely broken off.
Possibly just a change in studio thing. That's what you get with these inconsistencies. I think it can be easily explained as literally it's because Akatsuki got her fucking ass handed to her by Nelrith. And since
we're saying Nelrith
since Nelrith can leave permanent marks upon a player.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Okay.
Because whenever we've seen someone else revive, they're now normal. They don't have any changes. We're saying something's wrong with the way Nelrith kills people and they respawn.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No,
also,
I thought was weird.
What?
So she was not in the same place as Sojiro. If they died at almost the exact same time.
No, I expected that too. I expected Sojiro to. No, see, it had nothing to do with both the same time thing. You when you die, you respawn at the cathedral of which you were
Last at.
Last at, or was it where you arrived at in the apocalypse?
Oh, sorry, your last at. It was set to your the most recent cathedral you'd gone to. Because there's one in each of the big 4 cities.
Okay.
So it would link to the one that you were recently in.
Okay, so because I know when Shiro, when the apocalypse happened, Shiro came alive in Akihabara, so I assumed that he was going to get revived in the Akihabara Cathedral.
Well, yeah, he would, because that was the last city he was in.
No, but the city that DDD is stationed in right now, or not DDD, that fucking whatever Williams guild is.
Silver Swords.
Silver Swords. Is that really?
I think so.
Sounds a little too generic, but all right, whatever. It's if that's what it is. Basically, that guild,
Yeah.
That city had a cathedral.
Yeah.
That's why they had to go rescue
Sarah.
Yeah, that's why they had to go rescue Sarah, because
her respawn was set there.
She would have revived at that cathedral. No, that's what I'm saying. See, you're agreeing with me that he would have revived Akihabara, but if the last cathedral he would have been in, though, or not maybe last cathedral, but last in the city of was that fucking city, so he would just revive in that city.
Yeah, no, Shiro would respawn in whatever the city in the north is.
Yeah,
since
so
that's there.
Yeah, but you agreed with me that he would revive in Akihabara, but that's not Akihabara.
He would revive in Akihabara because that's the last big city he went to that had one of these cathedrals.
But that was not the last big city he went to with a cathedral.
It's the city in the north that he just went to.
I'm saying you respawn in the city where the nearest cathedral is.
Yeah, I know.
Last big cathedral he went to.
So why'd you agree with me that it's he would revive in Akihabara?
I'm saying at the beginning he would have respawned in Akihabara. Now he's respawning in the North Village and Village who knows where.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about now.
Wow. Yeah, now he's
Well, stop.
Also, they talked about how the world is growing.
Yeah, it was weird.
No, I think the world is what is literally starting to happen is the world is becoming increasingly more real. See, they talked about cooking skills.
Yeah,
and it said now everyone can do it as long as it's something basic. So I think more or less it means you can cook as long as there's no actual cooking involved. For example, they use make a salad, but I'm thinking all right, so can I make a peanut butter and jelly? It's I think that's literally what they're getting at. Is as long as you don't have to cook, you can do it. But maybe there will be a point where literally everyone can cook, because I think the reason why the world is growing is because the Half Gaia project is adapting to a real-sized Earth.
Maybe it's trying to become more realistic. Because
the Half Gaia project
that the apocalypse is not finished.
Yeah,
that it's still going.
I think that was a dramatic line for the sake of tension, but it's.
But still, if you want to talk about the city's, God, Miles.
I just found that I couldn't resist.
It's
so perfect.
If you're talking about the city, the size growing, the Half Gaia project adapting to a real world, the Half Gaia project is what made the world small. Because it was adapted to the real world and made it smaller to make it not as ridiculous to cross. That was the point of the Half Gaia project, so why would it be changing now?
Well, I don't know why it's changing now. That's why it's interesting. That's my point. It's like everything is changing to become more real world-esque. So it's like probably like who even knows anymore if this is really like Nelris doing. Oh, I never thought this was a game from the start. Like that was my theory from basically the beginning of this show was like this is not a game. There's way too much lore.
It's real life.
There's no wherever they are at this mystery of where they are, how they got here, and how it is connected to our Earth is so interesting. And it's one of the reasons, and it's they're not covering it at all. But there's always the hints dropped that this world is changing and adapting to becoming more and more realistic. Who even knows at this rate if Nelrith having the capability of making people bleed is actually even due to his capabilities and not an adaptation.
But we still know that people who get killed go into sparkly bits.
Maybe sometimes. But who knows if that's always. It's like because people are starting to learn how to cook. The world is starting to grow. And it's like people are even... I wouldn't doubt, like, if depending on what gender you made your character, that you would not start adapting to more so that personality.
They said that in that episode.
Yeah, I see that kind of lost me because they kind of talked about it. This might have been just a Crunchyroll thing, but the way I took it was they kind of talked about it like with a but, like not an and, if you get what I mean. So it's like it was something more along the lines of like you will adapt to the personality of that gender, but you will have still their voice. And I'm like, wait, so like, how's that? You mean and? Because it's like you are just that gender in full, or are you only part of it? I don't. But anyways, it's like yeah. So I mean, like, if you are turning more into your character, the world is growing to be something of a larger scale, not confirmed, trying to turn itself into an actual Earth, but I think that's where they're going with it. And it's like you are starting to learn how to cook as of being an actual individual, and now it's like in a few episodes we saw someone bleed, and I'm starting to think that maybe like that is the world itself adapting into something being more realistic and no longer being a game, because I still say that this never was a game in the first place.
That's what you mean. I think we're about ready to move on.
Yeah, that was too deep for me.
Yeah.
Too deep for me. Sorry, Drake. You kind of went on a tangent and it was like, can't do it.
Well, there's a reason why Log Horizon, I put it as like my third favorite anime, and only removed it solely because it wasn't finished. And I was like, I should stop putting like anime that like aren't done like off my favorites list. So it's like I took off Log Horizon and like Spice and Wolf and stuff like that because
I refuse to put anything that's not finished on my favorites.
Well, I do that now.
I refuse.
And I don't mean like shows like I have not finished myself. I mean shows that literally just stopped. You get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's
unless they stopped at like the perfect part, and then it was like
no, like I kept Sakura So on that favorites list because I think Sakura So fucking ended, and like everyone's like, oh man, Sakura So needs a season 2. And I'm like, no, it does not. I don't want to fucking see this show continue.
Put Darker Than Black
it
season
stopped
1 on there
beautifully.
As long as the season ends and it starts a completely different season under a different series title, then I am fine with it.
That's kind of what I would imagine Sakura So would do if it did get a second season. Because honestly, like,
that's
I don't care about the
has a 2.
I don't care about the adventures of the next generation. Our characters got their stories told and concluded in this season. That's all I want.
I've never watched Sakura So.
Oh, Sakura So good. All right.
I think it's about time we move on.
Unlimited Blade Works.
Yep.
Unlimited.
See, Miles, you disagreed with me on here, where I said I think that Taiga is under a spell to keep an eye on Saber. You said that can't happen, but it can't. I don't want to spoil it. Not that
I was like, what? No, I don't even think I talked to you about that.
I think said it on here.
No, it's in the chat.
I don't remember you talking to me about that.
I wasn't talking to you directly, but you said like that can't happen, and I just didn't want to refute it because that would be spoilers. Not for you, but for Will.
And everyone watching who hasn't seen.
Yeah, good job, Drake.
Okay, Will. If I were to say that as an option, why would you think so?
Because I have a pretty good idea of who.
Because
Caster's
you already
Master
know.
Who?
I have a pretty good idea who Caster's Master is.
Okay, fine. So you already know it's fucking Caster, right? Okay,
Well,
so great.
Yeah, who else would do magic stuff?
All right, so it's like my
Like
theory
trolls.
my theory as to why Taiga. See, even if she's not in the harem, it bothers me that the cast
Taiga,
ratio
I
is
don't-
so one-sided. Like that's the biggest problem, right? It's,
It's old, that's why.
and so
it's outdated.
The show is outdated, but it's my point is like maybe Taiga has joined
And everyone dies.
has
that
joined
too.
being under Shiro's roof is because she is under Caster's spell to keep an eye on Saber. Okay. So that's just my theory. I mean, I'm all I can do is just try to make the most sense out of this show as possible as to redeem it for myself. Because if there's one show that I dislike the least on this podcast, it is definitely Fate Stay Night. It's not even Wixoss. Wixoss is fun. All right, like Wixoss is enjoyable.
Trigger.
Fate Stay Night I still don't find enjoyable whatsoever.
I have in my notes like, why has no one acknowledged that Saber's a weird name and just in general?
I agree with that.
Because
but
she's foreign.
I haven't
Because
let it
she's
bother
foreign.
me. That is actually the excuse.
It is. It's the only excuse.
So stupid,
Because
like-
she is foreign. It's like, oh, her name is weird because she's foreign. Okay. Most people, but you gotta admit, most people accept that train of thought. If a word is not part of your language, and you say that word as someone's name, and you don't know their language at all, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, cool, sure.
Yeah, there was some stuff, something they didn't get across. In episode 1 was like when Saber called Shiro by his first name. Shiro was like, "Whoa, stepping over boundaries here. You know, this is Japan, a last name basis." And she's like, "I don't give a shit." So yeah, I mean,
I think that was more out of a respect thing because she
Respect
knew his dad, but
She respect him?
realizes that he's completely different from him.
Well, no, she never it's not like she ever said like. I'm pretty sure everyone at any point, like all the masters all the servants referred to their masters by their first names because
Yeah.
it is just within, it is culturally within them. Most of them being like English servants, you know, that's like they talk to each other on a first name basis. It's just how they do,
Mm.
you know. And so it's like I think that's. I mean that's my theory of it. We didn't really get much beyond just Shiro just being like, "Whoa, first name, okay," and it was sort of that. That's just visual novel
The
stuff.
only thing
Though.
I thought was really
Well,
I always
itty
think it's
bitsies.
weird is like,
What?
why didn't you like come up with like a fake name for her? I mean, seriously, like, I know the odds are kind of slim, but what if you walk past another master and you call her Saber? It's like, well then.
Okay,
There
it's
you go,
like I
secrecy.
guess the question really depends on how well the people here in this show speak English.
No, I'm saying like, imagine like usually like, they know there's like another master in the school. What if you just like she was there and you called her Saber? The person knows you're a master at that point, and they're gonna kill you. Like all attempts at being secret are dead. Or
No,
sure.
that's just fucking Shiro being an idiot.
Yeah, it's like at least try to come up with like a good fake name. I mean, I know she didn't give you her actual name, but come on, you could have tried.
Speaking of idiots,
Ren.
I want to call Rin out on this. Not because she's being tsundere, which I know a lot of people have raised as the biggest complaint of this episode is like the fight, and then all of a sudden them not fighting.
Yeah, I'm like, why? Why? Just kill him.
No, see, here's my problem.
I think I don't like Rin as a character at all. Personally,
I like Ren just not when she's around Shiro.
Like that's kind of what it is.
I just don't like her at all. It's just like, shut up.
See.
You act all high and mighty, but you're really pretty powerless.
She's pretty powerless. See, the thing is she acts high and mighty because she's trying to live up to the Tosaka name. The Tosaka name was a power until Tokiyomi died. That's the thing.
Until he got backstabbed. Literally.
So it's like, but my complaint here is, and when I even brought this up in the episode thread, I had 2 people comment on this. One tried to refute it, and one actually agreed with me. Both fans of the series, but the one who tried to refute it actually like got off topic and talked about something that like had nothing to do with the question I asked. So it's like, the thing is like, I don't know why Rin doesn't understand that Shiro is not actually attempting to take part in this war. She keeps giving him advice on the war, but Shiro has not driven it home for her for some reason. And I got this entirely just when Shiro was talking to Kirei in the church, that Shiro's not trying to win the war, he's trying to stop it.
Yeah.
And Rin solely wants nothing more than to win the competition.
Just for the sake of winning.
For the sake of winning. So what is her fucking problem with there possibly not being a competition at all?
She wants power. She wants Tosaka name to be famous again in like the mages or whatever.
I don't know.
No, that's all I could think of. She just wants the name
I
to be
didn't really
popular
even
again.
think about it, to be honest.
Well, you probably got the best excuse so far.
She just wanted the name to be like known again. Like, hey, we didn't suck after my dad got backstabbed by his partner.
Obviously, your freaking whole family died.
Yeah. We're not weak and helpless. We just kind of lost half our members.
All of your members.
No, really half.
One's dead, one's brain dead, and one is being constantly tortured by another family. So,
One's brain dead.
I'm the last one
Oh,
left.
yeah, the mom. Mom's brain dead.
Mom. Actually, she's not in Stay Night at all. That was kind of a weird additive to Zero. I thought like they were just going to kill her because she's not in Stay Night, but then all of a sudden like she's just.
No, I think they said that she died later. Like, because she was all crippled and shit.
I forgot, why was the mom brain dead at the end of Zero?
Because she lost all oxygen to her brain.
She was choked to death.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. It's been like a month. It's been like a month and a half since I watched Zero.
Oh, I remember Zero like the back of my hand.
I do not remember the exact
He has
scene
the
in which she
Blu-rays,
died.
which cost you way from
And, like, lost
way
everything.
much.
And
Way
went
too
into a
much.
cripple. Also, Shiro is so dense. It's like,
He is dense, but he has these moments of brilliance, and you're like, I would have never fucking thought of that until he said
I
it.
don't think he's dense. I think he's just instinctively a warrior. And that's
rewatch the scene.
That's what's most
at the
prominent
school.
on his mind.
It's like she's trying to kill him. It's like, hey, those could hurt people. I am trying to kill you. She's doing it
Well,
again.
not a
Oh
warrior.
no,
as
the
in,
thing
like,
with Rin? The thing with
God,
Rin?
that's so annoying.
No, he's like, yeah, you're not gonna fucking hurt me. I know you like. He knows that Rin's not gonna actually hurt him until all of a sudden, because at first he was like, okay, beforehand, she really wasn't gonna hurt me. I don't believe that she's gonna
Then
hurt
she's
me.
shooting like the
Oh
ball-
shit, she is shooting me. Well,
she's still
fuck.
like, you know,
Time to go
she's
into battle
shooting
mode.
him with like sickness-inducing spells. Like she's gonna have him catch a cold.
Yeah, that
Like,
freaking destroy the ground. He's like, you're gonna curse
No,
me?
like,
How
no,
the fuck's
I'm
that
saying-
work? Boom!
No, like, after she's shooting him, it's like, those could seriously hurt people. Like, after she shoots the exploding ground one. Like,
Oh shit.
he's
Stop
shooting his head.
joking around, please.
Like she's not out to harm him. She just wants to knock him unconscious. That's literally
did you
all.
not see that tear the room to pieces?
No, see, I did, and that's the thing. It's like that kills me. It's like, okay, so it's like your only objective is to literally knock him unconscious to take his command seals, but you're putting so much force into it.
Well, you gotta knock him out. He's a tough dude. He's got a healing factor.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I know he does, but not then. Because
Yeah,
Avalon
he
only works when
did.
you're near Saber.
That's entirely true.
It wouldn't have worked there.
No, you see, no. The thing is, it's like
heal.
No. Because it's like the contradiction to that is the fact that this is visual novel stuff that's never gonna get said out loud because we don't get in Shiro's mind inside Shiro's head this much. But every time Shiro, when he was training his reinforcement magic, in the garage every night, he always constantly talked about how he felt like he was dying. It was too much of a toll on his body because he sucked at it that much, but somehow he could still continually keep going. It's because he actually was dying, but Avalon was keeping him alive so he could keep up his pace. Saber was never there.
Yeah, then that makes what Akatsuki said at the beginning of Fate Zero stupid. Like, because he said he left Avalon with Irisville because she was going to go around being the fake master.
I think it's just... See, this is why I don't consider Fate Zero canon. And I don't ever attempt to. It's its own standalone story. And I don't like Nasu's writing, but if I have to agree with him on one thing, it's just fucking Gen Urobuchi's Fate Zero is not Stay Night related. Leave it alone. Interpret Unlimited Blade Works as its own standalone work because that's the way Nasu wants it, and I'm entirely okay with that. I'm okay with that because it's like I don't even want this show that I fucking adore and this other show, not even this other show, but basically this entire franchise just associated with Zero at all. I like Fate Extra though. If anyone's gonna give me shit about something Fate related, I think Extra is a fucking badass game. So,
although it's really fucking weird to play.
It's really weird to play, but I fucking love it. I love everything about it. I think it's so good.
I have a friend
like
who really
even
loves,
story wise, I think Extras probably has the best adaptation of Fate's story. Besides Zero's, of course, but the whole of any interpretation of the Holy Grail War, Extra, Apocrypha, Stay Night, Extra fucking did it the best. I don't know why it had to take place in a fucking high school, but it's at least like not everyone attended the high school. It's just the high school was the arena for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
I have my notes that we once again saw the Akatsuki and Shiro flashback.
Yeah, more Miura's directing, fucking saying, alright, we need a Zero connection here. And I'm like, no, stop it with the Zero connections. I don't like them.
Flashback.
I don't like them
It
anymore.
didn't even affect the episode.
You keep reminding me of a show that's much better.
It's like, no, seriously, we didn't need that flashback. It didn't do anything for the episode. Just like, flashback, okay, now we're gonna go have lunch. We're gonna have breakfast. Yeah, like, sure didn't comment on it or anything. It was just there to be there. Right?
I will give Nasu credit, though. He has moments of brilliance. Because there are aspects of Stay Night that I like. And it is those aspects of Stay Night that continually make me say that it is potentially, I think, what could have been, like, my favorite story ever told.
Wow.
But it's just Nasu's lazy amateurish dialogue and writing style. It just
Also,
I think I would hate the show a lot less if I didn't see so much potential in it to be something better.
Yeah, you just hate Ryder, don't you?
I don't hate Ryder's character. I think she's fucking cool. I just don't like her design.
Her design is very meh. It's so plain.
I think Castor's probably even more plain. I mean, she's just...
Castor is just kind of weird looking. A lot of the female
Lancer is blue tights.
Here is...
And then I wish they would have...
I wish that they would have adjusted her outfit like they did for Lancer.
Lancer didn't really have much besides, like...
Yeah, but at least they made him pop out and shit, and was like, whoa, his outfit no longer looks like shit. His outfit legitimately looks good.
I think it
But
looks
Riders,
good in
it just
the
doesn't.
art
It's just
style
like whatever.
of the show, but I don't think his outfit ever really changed drastically to say that it looks better.
I'd say it looks a lot better. No, just overall.
I think he only looks better solely because of the art of the show. Like, I think that's the only thing we can pinpoint it to. I don't think he was actually redesigned. It's just how like Castor wasn't really redesigned, because Castor, she's just a robe and a hood, like clearly just from the opening, you know, and then like then who we're talking about, Ryder, or even Berserker. Berserker is like he's so stereotypically what you would actually think of as like a berserk Hulk man, because that's actually just what he is. He's the fucking Hulk, and then Ryder.
That's it, guys. It's confirmed. Berserker is the Hulk from the Avengers.
And totally not Hercules, as they mentioned.
He's big, giant, angry man.
He is Hulk. He is Hulk. And he is Red Hulk.
He's Red Hulk.
He's Red Hulk. There you go, guys. Red Hulk.
Canon.
And so Ryder, if anything, is actually probably more interesting because she has those little additives to her, you know, where it's like, I don't think you ever see her teeth like in this episode or even like in the original anime, but I'm pretty sure that it's implied that she has fangs. So it's like she has fangs, giving her a little bit of hint as to who she is. She wears a blindfold. She wears a blindfold, a little bit more of a hint as to who she is. And she wears seductive clothing, a little bit more of a hint as to who she is. It's like, the thing is, it's just knowing who she is, I would have much preferred a more monstrous look for her. Because, I mean, I think that's how she more so tend to be interpreted.
Yeah, I would like her hair to be flaring
in pop
or
culture.
messy.
I would much prefer her pop culture look than the look that she's given here.
Well,
in
technically
Stay
speaking,
Night. If we were to do that, that'd probably conflict with Saber's design a little bit. But it's
no.
But, like,
you guys know how Medusa, came to be. Oops, shit. Never mind.
Who cares? Keep going.
All right. You guys know the story behind Medusa being, the Snake Queen, basically.
Yeah, right.
Athena got pissed at her for cheating and turned her into the Snake Demon. For all we know, she designed before she became Snake Person Lady.
But she is Snake Person Lady because she wears the blindfold because her eyes do the paralyzed thing, and then she also like has the fangs, and like and that type of stuff. So she has her monstrous capabilities. She just doesn't have a monstrous design, and like when Hollow Ataraxia, like when you first do see her looking kind of monstrous, it's literally just like a shadow with an eyeball in it, and it's kind of lame. And
Anything else for this episode?
No. You can remove that if you want or keep it. I personally don't care.
Keep it.
I'll leave it.
I think we're kind of tuckered out now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I just say that? I sound like an old man. What the fuck?
Don't tucker it out for Fate.
We're tuckered out. Tucker.
Fate just tuckers me out because I'm not enthusiastic to talk about it.
We're all saying tuckered
It's a
out
show I find so boring. That's the problem with it. Is like
it's boring to talk about, but fun to watch.
I don't even think it's fun to watch. I'm actually bored the entire time I watch this show. I'm like, it's shonen. Here are the shonen cliches. Here's what's going to happen. And it's not even the harem that bothers me. I mean, it is.
Harem?
But it's the
Did
harem.
you just say harem?
Yeah. Harem.
Harem.
I always say harem. I just said harem because Will fucking did. But
They call it harem. That's what they are.
But whatever
Harem.
the case, it's that ramen fucking discussion. All right, let's not get into that. The point is, it's like, you can have a harem, I guess. I mean, I don't like it, but it's boring because there's cliches and everything. I see the harem cliches, I see the shonen cliches, and that's all this show ever at any point attempts to be. Is it just wants to be something of an attempt at some more sophisticated shonen story. But the fact that it's shonen and all just makes me say, I mean, if you're gonna be shonen, be like Log Horizon, and break tropes, fucking do shit that's interesting. Fate Stay Night is solely at all times trying to live up to hopes, live up to tropes. Just doesn't make me enthusiastic to turn it on all the time. I'm more so interested in the plot. Like if you were to lay it out in an outline, like I want the big, bold, very first bullet points, so it's like this thing, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. And then you take the little notes on it downwards, and I'm like, it's progressively getting dumber. That's just kind of how I see Fate Stay Night.
I think we're ready.
And then yeah.
Yeah, let's move on.
Willow Trigger. I love the shit out of this episode.
This episode was so good, but it was so bad all at the same time.
Atmospherically, this is the best episode.
Well,
of Willow Trigger.
not at the same time. Not at the same time. There are specific, very specific times that are really fucking bad.
I didn't rewatch this episode, and I gotta ask a question if you guys can answer it for me.
I just watched it.
Sawamura was her name, I think, right? The girl carrying the box.
The box?
Yes, the girl carrying the box. That, Sawamura.
Yuichi. Yeah, what about her?
The Jin was hitting on. You know that girl.
What about her?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did she kick him at any point in this episode?
No.
No.
Okay, cool. So the anime is not making her a tsundere like the manga. Awesome!
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Alright, great. So, going on from that.
Actually, what happened to the stuff she was carrying? Something I noticed. Because he's taking stuff from her, and they walk into the meeting room.
Yeah, and they didn't even... No, my biggest complaint about that whole fucking thing is why was he in that goddamn meeting room after they established that they're like,
his punishment. It's like,
okay, we're gonna get rid of you. And it's like, why are you still there? Why aren't you removed from the meeting room? Or are they gonna just go with the bullshit that's gonna be like, oh, well, we're just gonna erase your memories anyways, so yeah, I guess you can stick around.
What? No,
that's the only thing that I can see as logic.
like a legit reason as to why he was still there.
Wait. Say this again?
Like, after they...
Oh, we're just gonna erase your memories, so I guess you can stick around.
But because there were people on the council already fighting for him.
No, what we're saying is, why did he stay in the room?
Why did he stay in the room?
After they got his
what?
punishment.
Anyone in the council? Osamu?
No.
Jin? Who are we talking about?
No, Drake.
Main character.
Why
Osamu.
did Osamu stay in the room after they decided on his punishment, and then went into the gates? He should have left. Why
He should have been kicked out of the room.
It's like, alright, you got your punishment.
Or...
I want to talk about important
the
stuff.
only thing...
Because his punishment wasn't decided.
Yeah, it was.
There was not a vote taken, especially
there wasn't a vote, but they moved on.
Especially by the commander-in-chief and himself.
Yeah, but you think those guys would be like, instead of, okay,
important.
let's move on, they'd be like, okay, kid, you're a rank C, get the fuck out of here.
This is classified stuff.
Why was he even being punished by those people? Like, what the fuck? Wouldn't it be like different people, not the top dogs at the fucking place?
Well, okay, first of all...
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay. So looking at this militaristically, Border is still a pretty small organization, right? So it's like, yes, there is a commander-in-chief deciding on his punishment, but the commander-in-chief is only regulating so many people. He's not, like, the sergeant major of the army, who's in charge of the entire United States. Like, he's this guy in charge of this defense group in a small city. Not a small city, but, like, a city that is...
Okay, well, that's not established really well, because we know that this
I
is
don't
happening
think it
all
has
over the
to be
world.
established. This is just
This
is just an
happening-
observation.
Drake,
What?
isn't this happening all over the world?
Yes,
Not just Japan?
Yes, I'm pretty positive. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pretty positive that these are happening all over the world.
So this isn't just Japan. So there's other countries using triggers.
I think.
And they said it was headquarters, meaning there's different bases.
Yeah.
You think at the headquarters, they would have a punishment group that would talk about this. At least. I mean, like, what the fuck?
I wish World Trigger had, like, a map I could look at, because little details like these about it escape me sometimes.
I know there are at least 2 bases, because Jin's from, like, the,
They were saying that he came from another branch. It's like...
He's, like, never at the base.
This is headquarters. Big, important people are here. The S ranks that no one even talks about go here. What the fuck?
I don't know. See, you guys tell me about, like, I think about shit too hard. Like, this doesn't bother me. I'm like, alright, so it's like...
This actually...
So it's the details that are given to us right at the fucking beginning.
Yeah, it's like... This isn't reading into it. It's like, why is this there?
You gave this to us. Why
are you...
Okay, so why did you give this to us?
Why did you give what to
You're
us?
gonna do something stupid like this.
Why are they gonna give him punishment from, like, the top dogs?
Yeah.
There's a reason for it.
You know what, Will?
What?
I think I have the perfect explanation. He already got his punishment when he went in that room. You want to know how?
How?
It goes like this.
What are you doing?
I think he's being silent on purpose, but I don't get the joke.
I don't get the joke.
Because that whole fucking minute and a
yeah.
half, no one fucking talks. It's the zoom in on every fucking person's face. We don't even understand who these people are. We don't even know half these people's names. And it pans into on them for like 15 seconds each.
Alright,
It's
first of all,
like,
there
what
were
the fuck?
identities given to all of
It just
people.
happened all of a sudden. It's just like, are we seriously doing this?
Like, each
I
time, I should
fucking
start laughing even louder.
I threw my beer across the room. And I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Miles, that's really helping your argument here. You're drinking beer while doing this. That's helping the
No,
argument.
I got it, because it's like, I understood in some way, shape, or form that they wanted you to put you in Osamu's position of being uncomfortable. Yes, the scene
But
went on
that
for
was
too
like really
Yes, the scene went on for too long.
That
It was
was the
hilarious.
punishment. It was the punishment. That goddamn stare down was the punishment.
I don't have any problem.
Why the fuck does this still happen?
Okay.
How does this still happen?
All right. I'm not going off fan translations here. All right, the fan translation said Commander in Chief. That's too high of a position. I'm opening up Volume 2 right now, looking at Masamune Kido, and it simply says Border HQ Commander. Commander is an extremely low position, and if he's solely in charge of that specific
commander
Yes,
of the headquarters?
Yeah,
He's the top dog. He's literally the top.
I think to say like headquarters, I think you're taking headquarters a little too like.
Does he have anyone above
seriously
him?
or like too?
Does he have anyone above him later in the series?
Not that I recall. I'm still.
There you go.
Yeah.
He is the number one dude. Why is he punishing a rank C?
Yeah, the lowest of the low.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Gonna read this from top to bottom, his entire bio, as given in chapter 10. The CEO of Border, he's strict about border rules, creating gate guidance beacons, and building the giant base were his initiatives. He hates neighbors, and so he pours his heart and soul into building Border into a larger agency. Kido himself scouted 3 officers below. Single. I don't know why the fuck it says he's single. It's like they say that. It's like single, divorced, single. Alright, whatever.
But
It's like
dating, man.
okay, so then the 3 officers below, they're talking about Kinota, fucking Natsuki, and Karasawa. But regardless, I think that's your answer right there. It's just he pours his heart and soul into it, and so he just wants to be on the in on everything. Like,
what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that is still BS.
all right, this is for a military organization that doesn't exist in real life. I'm stretching my imagination with it. All right.
Yeah, but there's only so far you can stretch, Drake, and you've brought this up to me several times that there's only so much that you can take, and this is a big fucking line, all right, that they have crossed, and it's like, no, let's go ahead and look at reality here for just a fraction of a second and realize that the most important guy in the military in that universe is doing a punishment for the least important guy in the military in that universe.
Maybe there aren't many rule breakers in Border to begin with. I mean, they seem to, because it's like when they talk about this, they treat it like it's a big deal, right? I mean, there are certainly major things that could go wrong with this, because he's using alien technology that should not come out to the public. He has to earn the right to use it in the public.
Why
because
give it to him in the fucking first place? That's the dumbest part. Why give a rank C who's in training one to take home? Why the fuck do you give one to take home other than purely for the fact so then you can make him the weakest character ever?
He gets one to take home because...
So then he can attempt to defend himself and fail. That's literally the only reason that rank Cs are allowed to have a trigger in this universe.
And like,
so they can take him home, use him, and
trouble.
fail, and become the main character of the series. And start from the bottom and build his way up. It's the shonen stereotype storyline.
Also, quick question, Drake.
I say that it's like a Tryon soldier could attack. Yes, more likely than anything, probably like A ranks will be called. But I mean, like
The zero.
It's not like against. Like it's not unheard of for like lower rank.
It is for us.
Enlisted.
It is for us. From watching the series, it is for us. This dude's a trainee. He has no fucking clue what he's doing. Why does he have a weapon from
because
a different fucking universe?
Yes, he's not allowed to use it without permission. But what happens when he does get permission? These are simple observations. These are simple observations that I'm not like.
Who does he get the permission from? Because they said you have to get permission from HQ. Okay, you can't get permission from an officer on scene, something like that, because apparently she said not to get himself killed, which kind of means, okay, go ahead and use your fucking trigger, I don't care, which gives him permission, but he was still going to be punished for doing it twice.
Yeah.
Which means either way, he shouldn't have even had the trigger in the first place. Why give it to him to take home? What the fuck?
Why is it bad to save civilians? Like, seriously, if he wasn't there, his school would have been murdered. No one would be alive.
I can understand
this isn't
why
the
they
only
would
time
say
I've
that.
I've seen something of a trope where it's like, oh, rules over, morale.
Yeah, that's just kind of like...
Like,
but I understand the reasoning. I understand the reasoning behind that. Because, yeah, they explained it. It's like, yeah, if you're not smart about it, you can get yourself killed pretty easily. Don't be a dumbass.
No,
that's why.
No.
Even if you're saving civilians, I mean, like, you don't want people jumping out and losing a weapon, getting it destroyed or anything.
Okay.
Because they're being an idiot.
So this argument started, and why was he going to be punished by high-ranking officials? I excused it with the fact that he has extremely high-ranking official documentation on him. And then Miles said, then why does he have it in the first place? You know what?
Yeah,
I don't have a defense. I don't have a defense for that. But I don't care.
The only reason I can come
I
up with
honestly don't
is to make him the main character.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. To make him the main character that starts from the bottom.
If you're a trainee, you shouldn't get to your B rank.
Well, I mean,
and progress the story. It just forces the story to progress. Because the writer doesn't know how to start it.
Well, I mean, that's a negative then. But I'm just
That's
saying,
a gigantic negative.
and I'm saying, I don't see it as a negative because it hasn't bothered me. I don't know why it bothers you guys. I'm rolling with it. I'm having fun with this series.
Okay, let's go to a different topic that I want to talk about.
I love it.
Why was Replica explaining everything to Kuga? At the beginning, he explains how the Ilgar works.
Yeah, that was
Why?
kind of... I think that
Kuga
was just
knows
more
why
of,
these things
like,
work.
for the
He
audience.
is a neighbor. His dad
Kuga?
apparently makes these.
Kuga, the guy, the little robot thing,
Replica.
it's able to break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
It knows how to break the fourth wall. It can sense that the audience is watching. That's my excuse.
Well, the thing is, that makes it stupid is why was Replica telling it to him and not Osamu? If it talked to Osamu, Osamu wouldn't have screwed himself over in the end. Like at the end of the episode, when he reveals that it was he claims he's the guy who killed the Treon soldier.
Yeah.
If Replica had explained to him in the beginning why Kuga couldn't kill the Ilgar, because they know it was someone else's signature. If he could have explained that, but to Osamu wouldn't have screwed himself over in the end. So it was just...
He could have just said,
exposition.
I don't know.
Whoa, you lost me. All right. I'm sorry, Ollie. Just start.
At the very end of the episode, the guy asked Osamu if it was, in fact, him who killed the...
Hey, were you that one dude who took out the monster in the very first episode?
Who's asking the question? Who asked?
The dude in armor.
Yeah, the dude in armor
that was guarding the commander.
He was like 19 or something. 16, I think.
He was standing right next to him.
Yeah. Red eyes.
Jin?
No, not Jin.
He didn't have a name.
He did.
Not in this episode.
Armor, red eyes, standing next to commander.
Blue hair.
Yeah. I fucking forget his name because he looks like
a samurai.
He fucking looks like someone else in the show.
All right, anyway, he asked Osamu.
So I always get them confused. Right, kind of like how I always think Jin always looks too much like fucking...
Drake, we don't know this.
Yeah.
Marshiyama? Yeah, I have them on my phone. They look identical. Like brothers.
Yeah, they look identical. And so fucking... that guy...
Right.
guy too, yeah.
I'm saying, if Replica had explained to Osamu what triggers leave different signatures, and why did he explain it to Kuga then? Because I need to do the information to know that there's these different signatures. But why explain it to Kuga when Kuga already knows? When it can be explained to Osamu and not feel like pointless filler, and then actually serve first in the story.
Yeah, because Osamu's completely ignorant to everything, but apparently Kuga already knows everything.
So Replica is explaining to Yuma that
he's explaining the
different signatures,
details about the show, basically.
Okay,
so as to not let the audience get confused.
Okay, I think he was just trying to remind him of these facts because Yuma otherwise
was said, going to... I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may have said, I know, but it's like he was already ready to get in over his head and go fucking fight.
But it's like...
Replica just had to pull him back. It was exposition, but I don't think it was exposition, like, done pointlessly.
Yeah,
well I think it could have been done better. A lot better.
Oh, yeah.
A whole fucking lot better.
If it's been explained to Osamu first, then it wouldn't have just felt like a waste of space. And
then it was never explained to Osamu because Kitora came in contact with Osamu first, not Yuma.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I ship it.
I'm not shipping anyone here. This is all bullshit.
I get that it's needed for the story to figure out, for Board to realize they have a neighbor with them. But it's still stupid. It's a, waste of dialogue.
Okay, can we move on to Yona now?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so, is this also... Is this also... So, it's like... Is Yona also going to be like the show that only I like, too?
No, Yona was fucking awesome this episode.
Oh, well, I'm going to be the one who hated it this episode.
Well, it's like... at least I got somebody.
We got the quote-unquote character development.
Thankfully. Oh, yeah, and we also got the cutting the hair stereotype.
That's the character development I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was kind of over the top.
But at least we now realize why her hair is cut at the end. We got that explanation. But whatever, she was already developed in the first place.
It was over the top, but in its defense a little bit, at least it wasn't the first thing she attempted. She tried to stab him. And she was like, alright, that didn't work. So it's like
she missed, and then she was like, keep going.
Keep going, cut my hair, and just run off with the sword to go fight the soldier.
I would turn around and stab him in the first place. Just cut hair, turn around, stab, go for Hawk.
Well, the thing is like...
She's rushing to Hawk, so then she can fucking save him. Although the whole time in the back of my head...
to Hawk, and also, like... Alright, when you get, like, stabbed, right? And now you're, like, on one side of that person. Like, if she keeps trying to stab him, like, she's gonna keep missing because he's just gonna stay on the one side of her that, like, the sword isn't on, you know?
I'm saying, like, if she cuts the hair and turns around and stabs him, and then runs off.
I was just kind of thinking, like, if she held him hostage, she could have gotten them to
help
stop fighting Hawk, and then Hawk could have just hit him in their hesitation and be like, okay, time to wreck you too.
See, that wasn't my problem. My problem was the fact that the Hawk once again saves the day against impossible odds.
Although in a very comedic-looking flashback thing.
Oh god, that ruined all the tension.
Actually, that ruined the tension for me too.
Like, why?
It was after the fact. Although
I
do love what that one dude called himself. I do love what that one dude called himself. I am the wandering pretty boy.
Yeah.
It's just like, yes. It was so perfect. It's like, I am fucking sexy as fuck, and I know it. Speaking of sexy as fuck, when he walked into the water and out of the water, and they had like the pan up on him.
Why was
it was just like
clothes when he was bathing or whatever.
It was just like, seriously, the fangirls, you could hear them screaming in the background. Oh my god.
This just hit me.
What?
This is a show for fangirls?
No, this is like World Trigger thing. But it's like it doesn't help that not only do Jin and June look alike, but their names are also basically the same.
Alright, back on topic.
Yeah,
Yona.
Yeah.
But like it just felt like a waste of potential for the episode.
I don't see how. I mean, they moved on.
No, I still think this is one of the best episodes that Akatsuki Yona has had. It was literally just that one scene. That one scene that I draw issue with. And that was the
I didn't have a problem with that because beforehand we'd already received scenes like this. We were prepared to see these types of scenes just about every episode.
I wasn't.
We had just had Huck almost die. Like, he's still bandaged, and it's like, yeah, if I hadn't gotten him earlier, he would have been dead.
When she woke up, and then it's like, kind people. And then they were like, they feel bad for Hawk because she's like, nope, he's not my lover. And it's like, with complete straight
That still
face.
got rid of the tension.
Yeah, because the tension was done.
I thought it was far too abrupt.
It was over.
Like, I defended it like in episode 4, but that's because I thought the comedic moments were were purposely being applied as to relieve tension for the characters,
I thought
not the audience. Here,
that
the tension being
comedy
relieved,
there
I thought
was
it's too sudden. Like, far too sudden.
Like,
hold on. I thought the comedy earlier within the series didn't work because it was very awkwardly paced. The way that it was put in, and then all of a sudden we get serious again. Actually, you know what? Here's one other comment from me. The music this episode was not overpowering.
It was not overpowering. Yeah, I noticed that too.
So maybe they're learning, but I highly doubt that it's going to happen next episode. I do not trust this series as far as balancing their audio tracks. Yeah. But I felt that this one was better paced in terms of how it presented its comedy. But who knows? This is just an early episode in the series still.
Yeah, Miles.
What are we on? Episode 5? Episode 5 or 6?
This is episode 6.
Episode 6. So we're at the end of the
This is
6 episodes before you drop it in a 25.
This is
series.
a mid-season podcast. This is what this directly is right now.
Well, except for like Stay Night, Trigger, Lock Horizon.
No, Stay Night had 6 episodes.
No,
Night
fine.
has
We are doing it as it's airing.
Yeah, right. Whatever.
But the way that it's being presented, I don't have a problem with it.
I didn't like
Moving
that too much.
forward,
That was-
I
But
would
wait till
say
they tried
that
they just happened to land next to the pre-sky.
Yeah, but the fact that they fell at all, I was already like, not dead.
Yeah,
So
like,
you knew that they were
however
dead.
they were gonna explain it, I was already disappointed. So I didn't even care
Well,
anymore at that point.
at least
I
Hawk
stopped.
was like mortally wounded, basically. At least they said that.
Yeah,
Not
he's-
like he's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, he's-
they were like, he almost died.
Yeah, like he's wounded and cushioned the blow for her, but
But
Hawk is
he
still
was
too
bleeding out.
overpowered.
He was
He is way too
poisoned. He was fucked up.
one thing I thought was really stupid, like last episode I didn't mention. How could he just like knock away hundreds of arrows just with a single swing? But
No, I
Dude.
brought that up last episode.
It was
Last
brought up
time-
this episode. He is the strongest person in the country.
Well,
strongest
strongest does not like relate to like most hand-eye coordinatedly skilled. You know, it's
When you're strongest with your weapon, I would kind of hope that you are
Had good
pretty
hand-eye
fucking
coordination.
strong with hand-eye coordination.
I agree, but it's just the arrows were way too much. The fight at the beginning of this episode was dope. I
well,
loved
think
it,
about it
'cause
this
it's
way,
like
Drake.
Akatsuki no
The
Yona's
spearhead on his weapon is huge as fuck. He doesn't have to aim that much.
but it's still a blade. It's thin. It's not like he's knocking them away from the
It
side.
doesn't look that fucking thin. It looks actually pretty fucking thick.
And not to mention, when you shoot arrows, your arrows aren't going to shoot in like a straight line for you to specifically cut in one direction with.
yeah. They're in
It
the arc.
was too much.
Okay,
it's like the
alright.
fight- the
We
fight-
just got the Banff. He has Banff syndrome, okay?
But the fight at the
Let's
beginning
just
of
give
this
it that.
episode, I loved it.
He has
But it-
Banff husbando syndrome.
You
The
can't
fight at the beginning
use
of this
Banff
episode
syndrome. It doesn't work.
was the same,
Banff
was the same kind of fighting
Husbando
that
syndrome.
episode
It's
2
completely
delivered
different.
on. And that's Akatsuki no Yona is delivering on the action aspect that I want. It's like I need an action show this season. I need an action show that's the type of action I like, where it's stylish but grounded, and that is Akatsuki no Yona's action, and I like it. I mean, I can
The action in this episode was really fucking
But
good.
I like
liked
it.
it.
It was nice. It did look nice.
Biggest part about this episode, though, the thing that I took away the most from it was that this was a very Suwon dedicated episode. The first one we've really got where we focused on the villain of the show, and it painted him in a rather optimistic light. He has more depth to him than just being evil, because there was nothing really maniacal about him. Nothing really came across as maniacal. And in fact, he actually still cared extremely deeply for Yona and Hawk, and he made his sincere wishes quite clear that he wished that they were still there with him, and that like they didn't leave. I can only assume that maybe he hoped that they would see his point of view, but they didn't.
Not really.
I don't-
He
I-
kept-
I don't-
he
I don't-
killed the king.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know really where he was getting his.
I think he always knew that he'd never be able to have them, because at the end he's like, I never really thought that they'd be able to, anyways.
but at least
he just hoped for it more than anything.
that's okay. But it's like he hoped for it. That's fine. You know what? That's cool, because that adds depth to him, and him saying that what he's
Doesn't
doing,
change the fucking fact
what
that he
he's
murdered
doing,
her father.
What he's doing
and the
right
king.
now, I am dead set on what he's doing right now. He genuinely believes is the right thing.
Yeah, but
Okay.
whatever. It still doesn't change the fact that it makes him look like a total douchebag.
Until this episode.
No, he's looking
What?
this episode.
He still looks like a douchebag either way.
No, I liked him this episode. I want to see where they go with him more because of this episode. This episode was the signal that there is potential to say that there is more than one side to this story.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just not the biggest fan of Yona
At
this point.
I don't know as far as potential. I think that it'll be able to keep up what it currently has, but I don't think it's going to get much better.
Yeah. It'll probably say this or drop a little bit when everyone gets introduced.
All right, so
or
this
become
is
a reverse harem, which I don't want.
I don't want
It
that
is
either.
going to be.
No, I don't think so, because I still say that it's
Look
like...
at the goddamn flash forward.
I look at the flash forward, but I still tell myself that this is a male-dominated society. I don't
She's
expect...
already got a mini harem. She's got 2 dudes all over. She's got like 4 dudes all over him already. All over her already. Him. I'm too used to regular harems, not reverse harems.
Just because people
There
can
are
compliment
4
her that
dudes
she's very
already
pretty
all over her.
doesn't mean that like it's automatic
Very
like
pretty.
sexual
This
harassment.
dude almost jumped off a cliff for her. After the fact, this episode. He was guy number 3.
But he's villainous.
He was
I don't count
infatuated.
him.
Sure, he's villainous, but he's the yandere husbando.
But how many girls look
The yandere
How
husbando.
many girls look as good as her, though? I mean, she's the princess. This is royalty we're talking about. He's not going to settle for a peasant. Doesn't even matter how good she looks.
It doesn't matter. He was still
this is all about
infatuated
blood.
and in love with her. Either way.
We haven't met, really many other female characters of her stature.
We haven't really met any other female characters in general.
But because this is not a female-dominated
I
society.
know! But this is also a reverse harem show.
I don't think it's
We
reverse
just
harem.
met 2 more husbandos at the end of this episode.
Who were 2 more
The goddamn
husbandos?
priest and the pretty boy.
No one ever declared in any way, shape, or form that these guys are going to be remotely interested in her.
Okay,
can't
first
argue
of
the
all,
judgment from
bullshit,
Ever said-
because
It was never even applied.
at least the pretty boy, because he's gonna be at the end. If he wasn't interested in her in any way, shape, or form,
He wouldn't join the team.
then he would not join the team.
There are plenty of teams I've seen where people don't join for solely romantic interest.
He's the pretty boy. He has to. I don't care what you say. He will join purely for romantic interest. He is the pretty boy, as he called himself. There is no getting around
I saw
this,
Star
Drake.
Driver too, alright? And so, there was a pretty boy there too. And then he had no fucking romantic interest. The girl had romantic interest in him.
It was a parody. Star Driver was a parody. It had a harem. What are you fucking talking about? It
have
had
a
a
harem.
regular harem. Yes, it did.
It had 2 girls who were interested in him. One who actually basically, killed the very fact that made her relevant to the story at all, and fucking just went off to go fuck off elsewhere. And then and the other girl who was interested in him was
He just went ahead and fucked it all
fully
up.
admitted that she liked someone else just as much. Granted, I called her out for being a whore because of that, but it's I'm just saying, you can be a pretty boy and still
You know what? You know what, Drake? That's my problem.
Art?
That is my problem. Oh man, I'm worried. If I say this, you're gonna flip out on me. And you're probably gonna be like, no, it's not true.
I'm scared. What is this? What are you gonna say?
I don't want to say it now.
Say
You
it.
can say it. I'll take it.
He's gonna get pissed.
Say it.
Say it. I'm in a good mood. I can take it.
Your favorite anime.
No.
Main Grill
No.
likes both guys
What?
equally.
What's Drake's favorite anime?
Well, Korean Evil. What about
Yep.
It's your favorite?
Main Grill likes both guys equally. She is in love with both.
No, I never took the interpretation as to her being in love with both.
Wait, who was she?
Yes, she
both?
was.
I'm talking about Mikono having affections for Kagura. Having affection
She
feelings
did.
for Kagura.
Yeah, she did.
I don't think she... It's like, yeah,
She
was
did.
open.
She fell in love with him.
She never fell in love with him. She's solely open to the idea that maybe he was the reincarnation of Apollonius. Because this was destined to be, right? It was Apollonius and I forget the girl.
Whatever the
Apollonius.
fuck her name was.
Apollonius. No, I'm gonna get it. I can't call this my favorite. Not
Drake, you have to get it. If you don't get it, you have to put it second. If you don't get it right here and now, you have to put it second.
Sylvia.
For a week.
What came before Sylvia?
Second for a week.
What came before Sylvia? Apollonius.
Second. Don't use a wiki. Second for a week.
Sylvia.
Please.
Well, this is okay because it's not like I remember every character's name from fucking Evil anyway.
This is okay. You just said it wasn't
one of the more
okay.
important aspects of it. What came before Sylvia? It was a name that was really hard to pronounce. It was like Celion or something like
Can we
that.
drop this, please?
No.
No. It was something. It was something akin to those lines. No, yeah. It was like Celion. It was Celiane, but I just didn't know how to pronounce it. Okay.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. Whew.
Are you sure?
Positive. 100%. 100.
Look it up.
152%.
Look it up. I am trying to look for it. I need to just type in Aquarion. And so the search begins.
Yep.
Alright, my point being is that she was only open to that interpretation solely because it was destined to be. I mean, the entire show was about fighting destiny, you know? Or at least going through the loopholes of destiny if it wasn't really about fighting it.
In
a way, it was still accomplished with Amata. I don't think that she only had romantic feelings for Kagura because she solely thought it would be her duty to do so.
Yeah, and she was like, but I like both.
She never at any point ever stated that she liked both. And even at the end, when she finally got talked to Kagura, and she said the thing that they kept hinting at, like, what were these important words that she wanted to tell him for so long? It was nothing more than just
Celion. Yes, he was right.
I'm sorry.
It took him like 5 minutes, but he got it.
That's all. That's all.
5 minutes. I say that's enough to make him use it as a second per week. That took way too long. He should have known. He should have known like that.
Miles, just drop it. Just...
Drake, put it as second. I am waiting on Hummingbird.
Oh my god, Miles, just drop it.
No, you can go fuck yourself. Your name was really fucking hard to pronounce. That's why I couldn't remember it. All right, it's not as catchy as it's not as easy to remember as like the relationship of Apollonius, Apollon, Amata. It's like this. It's like AAA. You know, it's right, but nonetheless.
Whatever. Back to Yona
Oh, God,
for
no,
like
please.
3 seconds before we finish.
I think we just about covered everything for Yona.
No, okay, but I want to ask this question because we are mid-season. I feel like it's a good time to get our full encompassing thoughts on this show. Like, you don't have to go into detail. Just say whether you're positive or negative for the show. Okay.
Start with Will.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say Will, but I was about to say Wixoss again. Is Wixoss? All right, Will. Just maybe a yay or nay in one sentence. Why?
I say yay. Because it's... Can I just answer above average?
Sure.
It's above average. Nothing too amazing to make me love it like season 1. but it's not bad. Just nothing great.
Wixoss for you, Drake.
I would say it does what it wants when it wants, which I don't particularly enjoy, but it's nonetheless an addicting series.
So, yay or nay?
Overall, nay. Like, I'm not going to recommend someone to watch it, but if you are, like, I won't tell you not to.
Okay.
Log Horizon.
I'll give it a yay. Because
I'll give it...
sticking to the same good video game feel of the last season.
I'll give it a yay, but be cautious.
Yeah.
Because this is a different studio. Be a little more open-minded, and don't watch the ending. Don't watch the ending movie thing, the credit thing. Don't watch the ending credits.
The previews to the next episode is actually really bad, and they always say too much. But
they confuse shit. Don't fucking watch them.
But anyways, for Log Horizon for me, I'm totally positive on it. It's just season 2 took a lot longer of a time to find its stride. Like, I don't think it found its stride until this episode 6, whereas in first season I thought automatically hit it off by episode 2. But it's still there, but it just finally now got there. Like, finally now caught my interest again. Unlimited Blade Works.
I'll go to yay. Because it's really pretty and hasn't disappointed me yet with all of the high school shenanigans.
I will give it a yay because unlike just about anyone else on the fucking planet, I didn't like Fate Zero and I liked the original Stay Night more. And this, I like how everything is happening in it. Sure, there's little things in here that's kind of like, what the fuck? But I don't like Rin as a character. But I think overall it's going to be a very enjoyable series if you're looking for something fun to watch. And a little confusing if you want to take a little bit of alcohol with this. If you aren't a minor, go ahead and do it. It's fun and pretty. It's fun to watch.
One sentence.
Too bad.
Limited Blade Works for me. I feel like I've made it quite clear from the way I've talked about it, ever since past episode quote unquote 1. I don't like the show at all. I find it severely boring. Like, that's just, like, if I need to summarize all my words into one word, it's just boring. I can get into the reasons why it's disappointing, but I've just given up on it.
Any good reasons?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I would have to deconstruct
Okay,
the plot point by point.
I was just kind of thinking, do you think it looks pretty too, Drake?
Yeah, I think it looks pretty, but I don't think any moment so far has even come close to the gay bulg scene, which is just just one more of my reasons as to why I think this show kind of fails, because I think it got too good at the start.
We're just waiting for the Unlimited Blade Works.
We are literally waiting for the Unlimited Blade Works itself.
Once that happens, shit will go down and it'll be fucking beautiful. Hopefully, we are hoping it will be beautiful.
World Trigger.
Nay.
You go first, Will.
It's just nothing good. Just so many things to say it's bad. Just nothing really great. Just run of the mill.
I said nay just a second ago, but now that I think about it, I'm in the middle with this series. Through all of its gigantic fucking faults, it seems like it's got a good story in the background somewhere. I would say keep watching, but if you don't feel like it, if you feel it's fucking stupid and you don't want to deal with this bullshit still frame shit that shouldn't be happening in 2014, coming up to 2015, don't fucking watch it. Because you don't deserve that at this point. Your turn, Drake.
I'm going to give it a yay, a thumbs up. I'm positive about it. For only certain aspects, and most primarily this episode, because this episode finally introduced us to the world that that World Trigger, I don't know how I did that, that Log Horizon has been teasing up to this point.
You said it again, Drake.
Yeah, I did.
You said Log Horizon, that World Trigger.
There's too much world building in Log Horizon for me not to connect the two.
Okay.
World Trigger,
Moving on, Yona. Drake? Or Will starts us off.
No, I didn't finish.
No one cares about your
Trigger.
opinions, Drake.
God damn it, Drake.
I just wanted to say,
you said Log Horizon too many times. You don't
Okay,
get
well.
to say shit.
World Trigger.
Yona's an average show.
World Trigger's biggest negative was episode 2 because it was a rehash of episode 1. But
Yona's
from
just
there,
kinda
it was
average.
progressively
There's nothing
getting
really
better.
Great about it.
Wow,
The first
you
two
just
episodes are
completely
okay.
erased over him.
But nothing really excels. The recent episodes have just been formulaic, really. Nothing too great. Miles,
But still, overall, a positive opinion.
average.
I will
Average.
say a yay. I won't say it's an absolute watch. Watch it in your spare time kind of thing. Watch it if you like husbandos. Watch it if you like some cool action sequences
Every now and then.
badass bitches, slightly, but somewhat miney if you're into that thing. I don't know. Up to you. Watch if you like red hair girls. Oh yeah, giggity. Yeah, just watch it if you want to. It's a
That
fun
is great
series.
advice.
It doesn't take itself too seriously so far. And even though it does have some extremely serious parts, and I respect it for that, it does have a little bit of a formula going on, like Will said, but that formula has been tried and proven, and I do tend to trust it. It does produce decent results. Drake.
Yona's not the show I wanted, but I'm still extremely positive towards it. I was hoping for something a little more sophisticated. It's not as sophisticated as I want it to be, but yes, it does have hints at being. It has hints at being something better, and even when it doesn't live up to the potential that I want it to live up to, I'm not insulted by the stuff that it does that's either formulaic or just kind of needlessly fun. Yeah, I mean it's no Fate Stay Night where I'm disappointed by it all the time. This is still me accepting it for what it is. And for what it is, I actually think it is extremely decent. Not great, not even it's just good. It's just good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's our wrap up for the night, guys.
Even
Yeah.
though I still think
Will
I
is telling
still
us
think
that
I'm the only
he
one.
has to take a fucking piss over Skype and to go faster.
Go faster.
And I'm
Gotta
telling
go
you,
fast.
deal with it, chump.
Gotta go faster.
Gotta go fast.
Well, anyway,
Gotta go fast.
let's wrap up.
Gotta go faster,
I hate all of you. Guess I'm doing that, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
All right, next week,
We'll be doing Shin Sakayori.
Shinsekai.
we will see if we get a podcast next week.
Why do you say
Because
that?
I'm moving. Oh, because I'm moving.
Yeah, because Drake is moving. I'm going to be helping him. He's going all the way down to Mississippi.
Enjoy the rednecks.
From Michigan.
What?
From Michigan.
Enjoy the rednecks.
From Michigan. Yep.
Yeah, so it's across the
And
country.
we are going to attempt to find Will on our way there. And
We
go
don't
to his know- we don't house
know a
and
single fucking
open
thing
his
about
fridge
where Will
and
is.
steal all his food.
We can't
and
find
then
Will if
shake
we
his
don't know a
hand.
single fucking thing about where he lives.
We have his Facebook. We can find him. He said he put his address on
I
Facebook.
think I did.
I'm finding this shit.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Why are you that stupid?
Why would I not?
Because he's... Are you asking that question after he gave his after he added me on Facebook? Really?
I mean, yeah, I know I gave out like my email last episode, but that's an email I specifically dedicate to actually let spammers come. You know, it's like
I got his phone number even, dude. Like, come on. I got your birthday. What?
Yeah.
he did.
What? You were born in
I don't have it anymore. 'Cause
1990.
that was on my iPhone. I have a get.
You were born in 1990, Will.
I have a
What the fuck
Galaxy
is this
now.
bullshit?
Whatever.
Freaking trying to get on Facebook when you're 10 years old.
I think that was actually when I made my Facebook account. I think it was 11.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I don't care.
We'll find you. Oh my goodness, I have a map. I have a map. Oh, I have a map. He's got the places. Oh, yep.
You know, mostly the reason why I asked for like the overview of like the season though is solely.
Oh, I've got like a 3-mile
so
radius.
I know that I'm not the only one who's just who's positive on like World Trigger and Akatsuki no Yona. Like I don't need to be alone on this.
You are alone though on World Trigger.
You are.
Well,
Why
anyway.
is this leaning closer to my direction?
I will wait and find out, but if
We'll
you
wait
don't
and
like
find
it,
out.
you don't need to deal with
But I'm gonna be
bullshit.
optimistic. I know I'm alone in hating Stay Night though. I mean, not
So,
much-
so
not much I
Will,
know.
do you have to pee?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Alright.
Since Will has to pee
I hate you so much
that
right now.
badly, and you
We're
like
gonna
7
end
Essence
we're
on
gonna end the
Facebook,
podcast on Will going pee.
And we're doing-
just remember,
and the
Shinsekai
fact that he
Yori
likes
on
7
Facebook.
Essence on Facebook,
We're doing Shinsekai Yori next week, so I guess we'll start the outros.
yes.
Will has to pee.
With us this week,
Outline that.
we had Miles.
I mean, highlight that.
Hey guys, I am going to help Drake move, so we will see how late we get that podcast out.
Drake.
Katsukuno, I'm not. Fuck.
What?
Shinsekai
Good
Yori is
job.
gonna be so fucking amazing to review. Can't wait.
It's shit.
And I've been Will after Drake has that seizure, I think. He might not be here next week. Who knows?
I'm never good with my shows, if you haven't noticed. I mean, I am, but only like when I'm like focused. I have not been focused this entire podcast.
We'll take a picture and post it in the next episode if we do
If we do
go
meet
to
up,
Will's house.
that'd be kind of cool though.
Yeah. And we're gonna take a picture of his address so then you
No.
can send him all the fan mail. Yep.
It's not
All
that
the
I'm not
fan mail
focused, it's just
goes
I'm
to
really
Will. All the fan mail goes to Will. He sorts it, he cleans it, he makes it readable, and we'll have a fan mail episode. And yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, no.
He writes in. Like,
That would be
little
fun
dirty,
if we got a
he writes
fan
in like the
mail
little
episode.
dirty words that you guys like. Only
He
like hint
replaces
at.
the dirty words with
He makes
ridiculous
it quite,
ones.
He makes it quite clear, because I know you guys think we're all really sexy, but you're too embarrassed to admit it. Don't worry, Will translates it for us.
Wait, what?
It's because Will's not that sexy, but he writes sexy.
We're done. See you in a week. We're done.
All right, we're done. We're so done.